Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So, if you watched our last session, which was the very first one, we played kind of a prologue to this adventure where the four players were playing kid versions of themselves who were enjoying their summer until the night they found themselves stumbling through the bushes into the Witchlight Carnival without a ticket. And well, it seemed kind of fun at first. You know, they were in the carnival and they were looking for their lost owl bear pet, who they had kind of adopted over the course of the summer. They, I don't know, they maybe got into a little bit of trouble for not having paid their entry to the carnival, and eventually got escorted out. So we're going to pick up tonight with their return to the carnival. We're going to talk a few things over first before we get there. If you're looking for the vanishing, well, it's over. And the final couple episodes of that will be up on YouTube as soon as I stop being lazy about it, or remember to upload them, which will happen soon. Maybe
pretty ironic, don't you think?
Yeah, that's the vanishing. Makes sense.
Yep. But this is the start of a new campaign that we'll be doing for a while. So, yeah, we're not going to spoil anything about the vanishing ending. If you're here and you haven't seen it, watch it. But yeah,
we win.
We did win. It was
That's
great.
not true.
We definitely, well, we didn't lose. We did not lose. So,
Also not true.
Yeah.
That's also not true.
All right, let's go to the carnival.
Yeah, we're
shall
going to the
carnival.
So
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was a good ending. You should watch it. But before we get to the carnival, so when we pick up tonight, it's going to be 16 years later from the first session that we ran a couple weeks ago. So all these characters have grown up a little bit, have had some, some time to ponder what drew them back to the carnival. So I just wanted to spend a little time, since we've kind of been talking here and there about character stuff, just for each of you to introduce the adult version of yourself, and then I figured we could spend just a little time talking about, if you've stayed in touch, what you've been up to in the time in between, if any of you have kind of kept up with each other, kind of where we're at, that leads us to as we return to near our home village to visit the carnival again. So, does anybody, did I say weeks? Chad is saying, I meant years if I said weeks. It's definitely been 16 years.
Or maybe it's 8 years old and 16 weeks.
Yes, 8 years and 16
Much
weeks.
more mature.
Yes. But 16 years in this plane might have been 16 weeks in the Feywild, because time is weird in the Feywild. Who knows? But yes, they are all some number of years older. Maybe not everyone has aged the same. Oh, we'll find out. So, yeah, does anybody want to kick off our character introductions? Tell us a little bit about you and who you are and what's changed about you, and describe yourself for us as we get going. If not, I'm just going to roll a die and somebody will have to go.
I'll go.
I mean,
I
like,
want to.
Do we want to go chronological here? Do we want to go just like straight up, like this is what we've been up to? Like, will this come out when we actually start, or is this just like we tell now and then?
I think maybe just like have some, for now have some idea, especially like, have we seen each other at all? Have we talked at all in the intervening time? Or are you people not going to know anything? Like, did I leave right after that summer and you haven't seen me since then? But other than that, yeah, if you want to just also like just describe what we're going to see as we can do that. Actually, we can do that later. You can describe yourself as we meet up again. That'll be great. But yeah, just to figure out, like, do we have any character ties? Do we have anything going on between any of you that...
So I guess I'll start. I continue to grow up in West Wind, but as I grew older, I became more interested in what Candlekeep had to offer. And depending on if you guys stayed around or not, which I don't know if you did, I would have probably seen you here and there. But as the time Cax, developed into adulthood, which changelings is a little bit faster than humans, as he hit 14, 15 years old, he decided to leave Westwind. Those of you that were like that stayed in touch with him, those of you that were still hanging around Westwind, Candlekeep, know he was always a little downtrodden by his parents' disappointment in him. And so as he reached that age where he felt like he could leave home, he finally decided to leave home and set out and travel the lands. And so, yeah, I guess he hasn't been around Westwind, Candlekeep for the last 8, 9, 10 years. So that's what's happened in the intervening time. And I'll pick up with that in a minute, I guess.
Yeah, I think you've probably seen Gil around Candlekeep.
Yeah, so Gil stuck around. So until you left, he stayed in town. And like I said last time, I think he was a little bit older than you guys, anyways. He was kind of, so I think he kind of, I don't know, wasn't a kid as long. I mean, he still would have fun and whatever, we'd get together for a little while if you're stuck in town, but and always, like you said, that recognition of the times we shared and so on. But he kind of got more, tried to, I don't know, grow up a little bit, and he took on some apprenticeships and what have you with different artists or art historian. He was really kind of just trying to dig into that. It kind of got, I don't know, further and further away from creative art as time went. And so later on, he was just studying and just language and runes and things like that. Is probably where when Cax left, that's where he was at. He was just studying language and symbols and so on. And then did anybody else stick around longer than? Go for it.
Yeah, you probably saw Ishka around Candlekeep as well.
Oh, I mean, yeah, especially if you visited the library. So Ushka, I mean, he continued to play and what have you, but I mean, it became very evident, when we'd play games of, essentially whatever the favorite version of hide and seek is. He wasn't very good at it, at least at finding, right? If you were in sight, he could find you, but sometimes he just disappeared. And you're like, where did he go? And then you realize that he somewhere way off in the other direction. So he started spending a little bit more time at the library, right? At some place he could find and just set, and he could just read to his heart's content. And he continued to read and work there, and has been essentially living in the library ever since. Not literally, but figuratively. I mean, he's there often enough. He might as well. So whoever's around, he'll certainly keep in touch with, and he's as happy as can be. But he spends most of his time in the library because he can't get too lost there.
So yeah, you'd see Gil a lot. Yeah, in and out in different sections, different times, and so on. Any particular sections you're in, or just all over the place?
He's there pretty much all day. So he's in all kinds of places. And he's picked up a lot of different things. So whatever you maybe were studying, he probably spent some time oh, that's great, that's interesting. Yeah, let's take a look at it together. And he'd help in whatever you're doing and kind of pick up on whatever you were doing. But anytime you found him, you saw him usually learning and reading about something else, and then something else, and then something else. So he's picking up all the knowledge he can.
Okay. So then, I guess a little while after Cax left, about 8 years after the initial one, Gil seemed more and more I don't know, getting into the weeds of what he was trying to study, and he disappeared. I don't know, Josh, was it same place? Was it
different place? You had to
place.
You had to travel. Yeah.
So yeah, he took off around 8 years. I don't know if I don't know. Did I tell?
You might have.
Would you? So I was going to the carnival.
Yeah, he'd be like, no, that's terrifying.
No.
And that's one of the things, like, you never got the sense that Ushka was terrified or scared of anything, but as soon as you were like, I'm leaving the city, he was like, enjoy. And like you invited him, I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
why don't
yeah.
we
So
go
I'm
to
gonna
the-
go. Do you know?
Yeah,
I
it
hear
was
it's gonna be here.
it'll
I
be
don't
better
know.
this time, right? We'll buy tickets. And
Yeah, yeah. I
and
got money for tickets. And
right, like we're gonna do everything by the books, and that's another thing with him. Like that he's pretty straight laced. Like whatever the law is, he wants to follow it. Which that was probably evident from the kid version that I portrayed. But no, he was like, whoa, and different personality. It was just like he was suddenly terrified by the concept of leaving. So no, you were on your own on that one.
so we're gonna have to convince you tonight to leave. All right.
Yeah. So, and like
We'll figure
I
that
think
part out.
like I probably left. It seems like a year before you left, and I had been like looking into. I was, interested in a lot of history and then eventually like the plains and things like that, and like the Feywild, and I was sort of interested in like those type of things, and maybe I was trying to look into what about this carnival thing, and then finally I was like, I can't find any more here. I'm leaving, and so probably about a year before you left to find the carnival. I don't know if I was leaving to find the carnival, but I was certainly leaving to find something related to it. So I think like,
did you meet up at the carnival?
no,
Did our
Did you-
paths cross?
nope.
Okay, you
I never found it.
Okay.
Nope. I set off and I went the wrong direction, I guess. I took directions from Mushka, so
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's definitely east.
just go down that road. Yeah.
Didn't.
Cromwell, it didn't sit well with him that that they were able to just take the owlbear like that. It seemed just terribly unfair. So what he ended up doing was trying to learn how to keep something like that from happening again in the future to someone else. So he started off by studying in the library and realized that that wasn't the path for him, and left to find a temple where there were people that would be able to teach him about the law and helping to navigate through it. And so he's been there. I don't know how long it took for him to realize that he needed to leave, but not a ton of time. I don't know, in rabbit years, what's that, 4 years?
Yeah.
So it sounds like we peeled off one by one, and Ushka was the last one.
Yeah,
last
it
one.
also
So-
sounds like we nerded out and just hung out in the library.
yeah,
Yeah,
we definitely
you all
did.
like the library.
Well, the whole town's a library, so it's
Right.
not like there's
Yeah.
like a bunch of.
Yeah.
We've all gone to a different library.
Say, did we play role-playing games a little bit there? For
Yeah.
Hey,
we
maybe.
have a campaign going for a couple of years before Bramwell left.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Badasses and bosses. What is the
Offices
Yeah.
and bosses.
offices and bosses? We played offices and bosses.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna be a human middle manager. Okay. All right. Cool. So the other kind of thing, time for if we need it, is so you each have two things kind of going. One which happened last time, and one found out about since. So I'm kind of putting you on the spot a little, but something to think about is: have you told any of the others? I guess how much of it have you kind of let yourself think about? And I think we kind of talked about this time. Like, does it stay on your mind, or do you try to put it on your mind and move on? But I think the big thing is, did you talk to anybody else in the group? Say, hey, this is going on. Or I just feel weird about either of the things that you have.
Well, so question, as far as the second thing that
Yes.
applied to all of us, how far after the first one after the carnival did it happen?
So that just sort of depends on when the first time you tried to do that thing was.
Oh,
Afterwards. And
I
whenever
mean,
you tried to
mine
do
would
it,
have been that night.
okay, yeah, you couldn't do that night. Couldn't
Okay.
do it.
Okay, so it was immediate. Like it wasn't like 8 years later. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you might not
Yeah,
have realized
no.
it right away if you didn't try to do that thing right away, but the next time you tried to do it.
Ushka would have probably after a day or two shared that he not only was he suddenly getting lost all the time, and he's like, I don't know how this relates, but I can't go through doors till I knock on them.
Yeah.
Even my bedroom door. Like I tried to leave and like I pulled the handle and it didn't, and I freaked out at first, and then I don't know, I knocked on it and I could open it. And so like he'll 3 days later he'll share that after the carnival.
And I'm glad you said something. The same thing for me. That was weird.
I can't go through doors.
Yeah,
I mean, without knocking.
just get a knock. But
It's weird.
Okay, at first it's weird. You guys?
Cax, Bramwell, can
I
you go through
tried-
doors?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I
Sometimes I walk through a door and walk back through.
I got a bundle of books the other day, and I tried to wrap them so I could carry them away. I couldn't get the rope to tie itself. Like I just couldn't. I know how to make a knot. I just can't make my hand make a knot.
What about you, Cax?
I don't
What
think
happened?
that Bramwell will find out about his lost height for a very long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't know it yet, the other kind of expression of the thing that you lost is that you can't gain inspiration. So there's enough there to know that like something's not right with me, but you just don't know what it is. Especially if if it hasn't manifested yet, like for Bramwell, there's that sense of like something's not right with me. It hasn't been since then. I just don't. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I can't put my finger on it.
Right. Until adulthood, like you just haven't finished growing yet.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as immediate, but at some point over these first few years of us being in Candlekeep, like one day I'd be like, it's so weird. Like I was trying to light the cook fire the other night, and I couldn't do it. Like no matter, I mean, maybe I just wasn't doing it right. You know, sometimes you try to make rice and you just screw it up.
I was really hoping that was going to get worked in here.
You read all the directions though, right? Like all of them.
I did. I really did. I read them twice, but yeah.
Maybe twice.
I couldn't get the fire going no matter what I
Wow.
tried, and
Oh man.
like Dad yelled at me again. It's probably just one of those things. But then like over the course of like the next few days and weeks, it's like the same story. Like I couldn't do it. Dad kept yelling at me, and like, yeah.
Light the fire. What's wrong with you? Do it.
Yeah. No. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, and those of you guys that stuck around for a while, you'd also just Guild kind of became a little obsessed with artistic creativity and not, trying to find it, not having it anymore. That kind of set the course of his life for sure.
Well, another thing I would say is like before that day, like the idea of Cax hanging out in the library was like just one of those things that really wasn't ever going to happen. Like unless he was sneaking in to steal something.
Yeah.
But then like, yeah, he became like sort of like Gil. Like I want to go figure stuff out because that was that I just feel, so over the course of the next few years before he leaves Candlekeep, it's certainly like for him looking back on like that was definitely a day that changed his life. Like even though when you're 8, any day changes your life. But so that's So he was not always like the let's go nerd out and hang out in the library, but from that day it became like more of a let's go find things out. go learn things. So.
Great. So yeah, that's just some things to keep in mind as as we move along and think about what you know each other and that time that you shared together. So that time has passed. You've gone off somewhere else in the world if you left vicinity by this point, or you're still there, but this time has passed. So 16 years have elapsed in the real world. And you know by now that the traveling extravaganza known as the Witchlight Carnival visits your world once every 8 years. The previous time it was so far away that it seemed unreachable, unless you really dedicated yourself to getting around the world to which you all have a dim memory of sneaking into the carnival as a child without paying for a ticket. And although that memory's grown foggy over time, it still conjures this weird mix of emotion. You're in awe of seeing this other world, this Feywild filled with all these creatures, different sights and smells. But that's also mixed with loss and regret from the thing that's been missing from your life since then. So during that childhood visit, you remember a sense of losing something. And the carnival owners, these elves, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, were not helpful. In fact, they were decidedly unhelpful. They escorted you out. Witch said something about called you screeching crickets and said something about not buying a ticket. Mr. Light said something about the multiverse and that all visits have their cost. And as time passed, your heart became less heavy. You might have thought less and less about those childhood events as they fade into. But for some reason you can't explain, that longing to retrieve that thing that's missing from your life has resurfaced. As though an old spell has faded away, allowing you to feel that loss like it was yesterday. You can remember that end of the summer and what that was like, and feel all that same. You're older now, but feel something like those feelings you felt as a. It's now been 16 years. The Witchlight Carnival has returned to near Candlekeep, somewhere you know well from youth. And you all find yourself drawn to that place. And as we pick up, you find yourself standing near a ticket booth by the entrance at twilight, just as the carnival is about to open for the first time on you. Without knowing how or why, you sense that, that connection that you once had as the companions who lost something together has returned and has brought you together again, as if fate may bringing the four of you back here now 16 years at the carnival. I think. Let's see, does it work? There's a way to do this. Alright, well anyway. So the ticket booth is kind of in the bottom right. Yep. So you come in along this path that leads up there. And as you get towards the ticket booth, you hear a familiar that brings back the memories of that first time you barged through the hedges. And that first time you were led away along this path, exited, but now this time you're approaching. And as you do, you come up towards the ticket booth, and there's this short line of people, but this is where you come back together in siege as you are approaching them. And you're muted.
Yeah, as soon as Ushka sees any one of you, he will rush up and just hug you. Because one, you've all been gone, and two, like, you can sense a huge relief in him to see any and all of you.
Who's first?
First?
I was saying, who do you hug first?
Oh, I don't know who's nearest.
I don't know.
He's whoever's nearest. And if you saw him before he saw you, he looked very nervous, apprehensive, and just lit up when he saw whomever he saw first. Here we go. Let's roll 1d3 from my
There
left
you
to right.
go. That's what I
So
was waiting for.
Bramwell is who he sees first and runs up and hugs.
Bramwell's really happy to see you. He looks really formal for a rabbit man. He has split mail on and a vest over the top of it. He's got a really tall hat on. The vest has a little chain and the pocket watch that he won at the carnival.
Nice.
Yeah, what's Ushka looking like?
I'm going to throw him out here if you don't mind just making him bigger.
We'll make him big.
Yeah. Kind of looks like that. Not carrying the book, of course. He's in the middle. I put him by the ticket.
I see him.
Is bigify him.
Look at that. That's
Boom.
Ushka.
So I mean, it looks like that. He's got kind of like a mohawk type thing going on, wavy.
Right off of Mohawk.
Yeah, right. And he's dressed, very similar to that. I mean, it's fairly nice clothing. He's not currently wearing gloves, and you can see ink just underneath all of his fingernails. And for those of you that were around longer and saw him getting more and more into the library, and especially Gil knows with the time that we spent, studying together, like he was always writing notes and what have you. So that is Ushka.
Smaller. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, I figured I'd get rid of him.
That's
If we're not doing tokens yet, I'll just have him go away.
Yeah. Yes, Ushka has been cutting squids up. All squids.
That is 100% true.
Yeah, he's a dock worker. Or maybe he's like a chef.
I think just killing as many cephalopods as possible is an end in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, these squids didn't have bodies attached to try to eat your mind, so
That does make a difference.
Fair.
So Gil would be coming the other direction, right?
So Gil, weirdly enough, as you were like kind of getting ready, one of the other hands came up and told you, so yeah, you can take they came up and told you that they wanted you to come by Mr. Witch and Mr. White, come by the wagon. So you made your way back to the staff area, found their wagon, and they told you, it's been a while since you've had a break, so take the night off. We're back in your land, so enjoy yourself.
Okay. Thanks.
So they've let you, they've let you kind of do what you wish for the night. Obviously, you know the rules about staying carnival, not being gone for too long, but yeah, there's still a sense that kind of draws you towards the front gate.
Right.
But yeah, you wouldn't be coming along the path. You'd be coming out to meet inside.
I'd be happy to, I'd be looking for these guys. Like that would be more the excitement. The carnival sounds like that's just like Gil doesn't even hear it anymore.
It's every day.
Like his brain is like, Yeah.
Gil, you got here early?
So yeah, he comes out and he sees you guys, and he has a big smile. So I don't know. I guess you maybe saw him get bigger, but he's even bigger, Ushka, since you saw him. He's really like filled out.
Jacked.
He's yeah. So he's I don't know.
Elephant man.
Yeah, he's 7'8".
Oh,
He's big.
Which is a little
Careful, bro.
375. He comes out and just like as maybe the ground shakes a little bit as he runs up to it, but then he still gently kind of will embrace you and scoop you up if he knows that wouldn't offend you, and excited to see you guys. Gives Bram a look over and takes stock, takes measure of the new man.
Look down, you know.
got a tall hat.
Way down.
He's got a tall hat,
Not a tall person.
but
And I imagine you have your wings on, probably. Gil?
I guess so.
'Cause,
Yeah,
still wear them on the grounds, no matter what.
yeah. Do you? Yeah. How do I get a? I can show you guys what he looks like. Can I bring it in, or you have to bring it in,
Yeah,
Josh?
I think. So I didn't make your thing into a token yet.
Oh, okay. I share
just
it. Or...
drag us- Here, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, nice wings.
Yeah, that's Gil.
So yeah, he got like some special big wings, I guess, that
Yeah.
for his size. I don't know if
have
they
little
come
dinky
in all
wings.
sizes or
It would look weird.
That's
so. Yeah, he's in his kind of carnival attire.
Nice.
Gil.
It's great to see you guys.
Yeah, it's just great to see. Man, you got really special wings. Like, they just have those extra around when you checked in?
I mean, I after a little while I got them. I've been with these guys for like 8 years.
What? You work here?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. I told you I was gonna go, and
I
They
just
had
thought you
room
were going
for
to come
me.
back.
I did too. But they had room for me. So yeah, I honestly I haven't left. This is the first time I've left the carnival in 8 years.
that are cax,
Yep, there's a cax.
or at least a cax.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the cax that you're seeing currently.
Hopefully, one we're familiar with.
And he's actually he's coming up the path rather hurriedly, and he seems to be like, doesn't really have a watch, but if he had a watch, he'd be like looking down, like, and he's like looking up at the sky, like looking around, and then like, oh my god, Joe, you might not even see Bram, to be honest. But yeah, he's got a various assortment of instruments. He's so he seems a little oblivious at first to y'all standing there. He's got his lute in his hand, and he's got a flute attached to his side. And as he like turns, he's got like a lyre on his back as well.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so he's he's clearly he's dressed that part. He's not dressed like super fashionable, but he's certainly not like poor. He's making it okay. But yeah, he's looking around, and like he just looks like, what is going on? And then he looks up and he sees Gil standing there, and he's like, really? And so he walks a little closer. He's like, Gil?
Cax, you made it. We're all here.
Yeah. Oh. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Ushka. Oh, hey Bram.
Glad to see you after all these years.
It's been What? I thought this thing came around every 8 years.
8 years ago, it was actually over in other side of the world.
Yeah, I know. I went looking for, but it hasn't been 8, has it?
No, it's
Yeah,
been
well, I mean-
16 now. It's another
Yeah.
8.
Been a long time.
I mean, it hasn't, but all right.
What?
Does Cax look not quite as 8 years?
Not as
or
doesn't look
16
16 years
Yeah,
older.
Cax isn't quite at the 8-year mark that he should be. He's not. He's not 24 years old, which he should be. He's
Yeah, he looks maybe
looks a little younger.
okay.
Where you been?
A lot of places. Have y'all been here the whole time?
No.
Ushka, have you been here? Did you ever leave town?
No, I'm surprised I even left town this time.
I'm surprised to be here myself.
Where'd you go? Where'd you get off to?
I went to the Misty Vale. There is a temple to Eldeth there that I've become a member of.
Nice. Is Elda a well enough known?
Eldeth is well enough known. It's like definitely a secondary character. But
I mean, I don't know, but Ushka will say something, recognizing
Appropriate.
Eldeth and appropriate, and be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard blah 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 about Eldeth. That's really cool."
Yeah.
And he just rattles that off as if it's common knowledge.
Yeah, and you'd know. I mean, all of you kind of like being in the world. Yeah, she's a healing presence. She's also kind of associated with groves and waters and lakes and watersheds. So she has this calming presence. She's usually tied with kind of nature and.
You ran off and joined a temple when you left us?
I didn't go there to join the temple. I went there to study with them, but I did join them, yes.
Oh.
I'm a cleric of Eldath.
Oh,
Very good.
congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I bet you'd like the lake, the swan rides at the lake, the back.
The what?
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the-
ride.
Yeah.
It sounds good to me. If there's a lake, yeah.
I appreciate your attempt to relate. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Gil, yeah. He kind of knows a little bit about it, or maybe kind of recognizes, but yeah, religion wasn't his focus at all. It came
I
up.
see Gil already has his wings, so
Yeah, I guess. And Ushka's gone to kind of wringing his hands absentmindedly. Yeah, I guess we should get our tickets and we should definitely go in.
Yes, certainly get our tickets for this place, right?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys don't want to stay out and you want to go right in?
I would like to do this the right way this time, yes.
As you start, as you've been talking, the line has been slowly moving up along towards the ticket booth, and the first stars of night are starting to twinkle above this apricot glowing sunset. And giant dragonflies whir by overhead, trailing streamers behind them, and this, as you get closer, you start to see this low mist kind of curls over the ground. There's a big floral archway, and through that archway you glimpse all these wondrous and vibrant elf stilt walkers walking around, entertaining people, dancing fairies, performers with their faces painted, and everywhere there's laughter, there's pixie dust, there's bubbles, and you hear that wistful calliope tune. Towards And eventually you get up to the ticket booth. It's your turn. There's a silver statue of a dancing fairy mounted on the roof of this ticket booth, and it's surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The whole booth is decorated with an animated depiction of the night sky, and you can see shooting stars move their way across the outside of the booth. And there's an elderly goblin perched behind the ticket counter. He's peering at you through a spyglass very quizzically, watching you, and he lowers it. Greetings, fair fairgoers.
Oh, good evening.
And greetings to you, sir.
Yes, come on, step right up. Would you like a ticket to the carnival?
Yes, please.
Oh, and as you get close, and at each of you, and then puts like a ear horn up to his ear. Oh, can you tell me your names?
Ushka is my name.
Oh, I thought so.
You been here before?
How about the rest of you? Just
I'm
have to be sure.
Bram.
Oh, good. Yes, just have to be sure, of course. Yes. You are? He's looking at you, Cax. Squinting. Huh? Speak up, I can't hear you.
Cax.
Yes. And Gil, of course, Gil.
You know
Yes. Yes. Well, and he reaches under the counter and you kind of hear some like banging around. Pulls out this ornate wooden box with a silver clasp that has NM engraved on it. And he opens it up. I'm going to give you a handout. This is cool. Here we go. Not going to close it after I do this either. All right, so now in your player handouts, you see ticket.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
So he pulls out 4 of these and starts to explain. Now, fortunately, an anonymous benefactor set these aside and made sure I had them ready for you, so I kept them safe here in my box. Now they are yours. You also need, don't forget, need your wings, and he starts pulling out some colorful cloth butterfly wings and handing them out to you. And of course a map so you can find your way around. A carnival map. And as he's doing this, handing you all this stuff, go ahead and make a perception.
Ooh, can roll some dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's our perceptive character? Not
Find
me.
out. Well,
I mean, supposed to be?
X.
Oh, I still don't know how to roll.
Plus advantage. Got advantage.
Yeah, no, that's I haven't fixed.
Yeah.
Why is it rolling disadvantage?
Should have the toggle.
Yours is set to disadvantage, Mike. That's
It seems-
just
That's
eating
about
all
right, actually.
it does seem to be that way.
There should be the toggle
Oh,
on your
it's an
character sheet.
advantage. Oh, there it is.
So as you're kind of watching this, funny little old goblin doing all this stuff, Cax, you notice as you look kind of behind, like behind you to the right, sort of back by the bridge a little bit. There's a group of kids, kind of watching you all, and as you kind of take notice of them, they're all kind of looking into the carnival, and they look sad, and you overhear them talking about they wish we you guys, and a couple of them are like kind of pooling their coins together in their hands and like, it's not even enough for one. they're just kind of watching, and you know that like you can tell as you sort of overhear their conversation and look at them a little bit. It's like they obviously really really want to get in here, and their eyes are wide with all of the things they can like see through the down the walkway under the arch, and but they clearly aren't going to be able to get in. Notice that.
How much is I mean,
Do we know how much a ticket is?
yeah, that's what Cax is asking. Like, how much is a
Yeah,
ticket?
what do we owe you?
Oh, well, for these, nothing. Again, your anonymous benefactor has already taken care of that for you. But
Oh,
for a normal ticket,
Yeah.
start with. Of course, for you all, grown as you are, 8 silver is the cost for a single ticket. But there are other ways to get in. I'm not unaccustomed to making a bargain. I'm sure we could work out something. Don't wish to pay the silver.
What is the cost for a child?
Oh, for a child, it's only 3 silver.
How many children are over there?
There are 4.
so right now I think Cax is the only one that saw them.
Okay.
Yeah,
The rest of
Cax-
us epically failed.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what
Right.
yes, there happen to be 4 of them. And Gil, you notice, as you're talking, you also notice, like, and you know this guy, Nicholas Midnight. He does have a ticket for you, even though you can just go do whatever you want for free.
Which is a little weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, all right, I'm going with it. Benefactor. I'm running through my mind like, is this? Who is
Like,
this?
who?
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
They don't
Like that's the
usually
one.
do that. It's
Yeah,
odd.
but they told I don't know.
Yeah, and nobody comes to mind as like, oh yeah, that person loves to buy tickets for other people, and the other.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
I
this is a
can't
common
think of
thing.
anybody who.
This is unique.
Yeah, 'cause
And not,
again,
not like Candlefoot.
yeah, and again, like you don't get paid a lot, so people aren't gonna splurge like a bunch of money on just buying people tickets all the time.
Strange. Yeah.
Strangers.
I'll turn around and look at those 4 kids, and I'll like motion to them to come forward.
One of them like slaps his buddies, he's like, "Come on!" And they all kind of like they're a little nervous about the goblin, like looking around, but they come over. Yeah,
I need
yes, sir.
4. I need tickets for these 4.
So now we notice. Oh,
Yeah, as I point to them.
oh, yeah. I mean, if we don't have to pay for tickets, we might as well pay for somebody's.
Oh yes, of course. Well, if you'd like to purchase tickets for these fine young fellows, then simply 3 silver per ticket, or
I mean, but if we have the silver, I'm happy to pay.
I'm happy to not make a bargain.
I'll pull out a gold piece.
oh then.
Ushka will pull out 2 silver.
There you go. I was reaching around like, I need that extra. Yeah.
All right. So gets out 4 children's tickets and hands them over. The kid kind of the one who came over first kind of looks at Jax, you, and they don't reach out and take them. Not quite sure.
The tickets?
Yeah, they're just kind of watching. Is this real?
Oh.
Is this? We take.
Yeah, I'll try to
these?
hand them to them. Yeah.
Go on, go
Really?
and enjoy.
Thank you, mister. Thank you. And they go and they grab their butterfly wings and start putting them on, and they're clearly like they can't even believe they're so lucky. Oh, thank you. And
Have a good time.
and they kind of pull, like they obviously just want to run in there, but they're staying there long enough to like try and be polite.
Go enjoy.
Okay, and they just run off. run in there, and they're like all like they bumping into each other. They don't know which way to go. Like, go over there for no, go this way, and they're dragging at each other. Finally, run off.
It could have been us,
Could have been.
but it can be again. Let's go enjoy what,
Yes, enjoy.
what we couldn't enjoy last time.
So
I don't think
Nicholas
there's enjoyment
puts
in
his
this
arm
place.
out and- Yes, enjoy yourselves. Now,
Man.
keep in mind, these tickets are good for 8 attractions. So everything, they'll punch your ticket at each one, and once your 8th punch is used up, you'll need another ticket if you want to continue. And make sure you keep your wings on. Very important. Enjoy yourselves. Kind of nods at you,
Thank you.
Gil.
Thanks, Nick.
We'll give our best effort.
So you walk in, and as you walk in, the calliope, you hear that music. And as you walk by it, you see, there's this merry tune spilling out from an instrument on the back of this brightly painted wagon. There's a monkey wearing a cloak covered with buttons, turning a handle at the back of the wagon. And there's these rows of golden whistles arrayed all on top of it. That's what's sending them. And as you watch, a goblin dressed as a ladybug toddles up to you and rattles a tin cup at you.
Oh, hi.
And then as this little ladybug, who as they get closer, you see it's actually a goblin dressed as a lady. The monkey turns to you and says, "Spare a button, if you please. I'll sew it on next to all of these," and gestures with the cloak. "I offer nothing in its place besides a smile upon my face."
A button?
Yes. And as you look in the tin can, there's some buttons rattling. Or tin cup.
Sure. And he'll take a button from the bottom of his vest. And anybody have a knife?
Bramwell takes out a knife and hands it to you, handle first.
And then cut off the button and hand the knife back and put the button in the can.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. And the ladybug kind of dances around.
Of course.
The ladybug.
Yeah. And Ernest is like bowing low and smiling as wide as he can at you, Ushka. Anybody else give a button into the cup?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Great.
how should Gil be approaching this? Like,
Because he knows, right? He knows.
yeah, like, is this just BS? Like, should I let these guys do their thing, or?
No, I mean, so yeah, like Ernest actually
giving away all the
loves.
secrets.
Yeah, Ernest actually loves getting these buttons and loves having the collection, and really he just wants more to sew onto his cloak. Wants to fill up his cloak with all the buttons he can.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Ernest.
Ah, Gil. Oh, night off.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
This is weird. These are my buddies. These are my buddies from childhood.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Gil's buddies.
Yeah,
Bramwell gives a little bow.
and Bramwell.
And yes, this is just a talking monkey.
It's fine.
Why
I
not?
can't trust don't.
With the monkeys in charge. Sorry, I was
Yeah, the monkey. So
talking.
the goblin ladybug is just kind of dancing around holding it up. The one doing all the talking is the monkey.
Okay, all right.
Right.
He's gonna like your button, Ushka.
I hope so.
And
I can always sew on another one later.
You work here?
Yeah. I've been here for 8 years. That's the first time I've been outside. We're back here now. It's weird having you guys here. Like, really weird. And these comp tickets, like, that's really weird.
Not a thing that typically happens, is it?
But yeah, no, I like Gil's got his own like giant wings. He was ready to go. He's kind of dressed similar to, I don't know if there's a
There's not really like a carnival
uniform, but he's
Yes.
definitely fits in. Other than being a 7'8" elephant man,
which actually
but
like fits
that kind of
just
fits in.
fine
It's fine.
here,
Yeah, it's not
not that weird.
not that normal.
Why do you work here?
Yeah, that's.
Don't you remember what happened to us in this place?
Yeah, I mean, it's good questions. I don't know. That's what brought me back. I mean, well,
For 8 years? Did you find anything?
no, not really. I kind of hoped I would. It's just carnival.
That we all know is not true.
I mean, there's some neat things, but all in the end, it's just a bunch of people taking your money to entertain you for an evening. I mean,
Have you seen them since?
It's carnival.
what do you mean them?
You know what I mean by them.
The daughters? Well, I guess the witches, Baba Yaga's daughters.
Yes.
And like suddenly it's like that flashback of like that's what he thought. Like clearly it was.
No. I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't remember. Did I ever actually see them? I know I heard a lot of these guys talking about them.
You've heard rumors of them.
And so
Rumors from us.
I mean, I've never,
from others.
I've seen them. I never saw them, but and I know you guys told me about, and I've heard a few things. It's some other stuff's happened.
Some other stuff.
Yeah, you hear some rumors and such. You know what's one of the weirdest ones? You guys remember Candlekeep?
Candlefoot.
Yeah.
Candlefoot.
I lived
Sorry,
Candlefoot.
Yeah.
Yes, Candlefoot.
Yeah. A few years back, he lost his voice.
Where did it go?
Lost his voice. How?
Just lost it.
Like horse or gone?
Like gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Bromwell takes out a piece of paper and starts taking notes.
So I don't know if that's related, but that was weird. They shut down the best booth in the whole place too. You guys remember that art one? That one was awesome.
You made the folded creature.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shut that down a few years ago.
But then you couldn't make them anymore when we left.
I mean,
Right.
That's right.
right, but like
That was long ago. I forgot that, Cax. That's a good memory.
no, I mean, Brereton, he's the one who ran it. He's doing another thing now, but I can't believe they shut that down.
Is Candlefoot still here, or has he?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He does like a mime thing now.
Is Juniper still here?
I've never saw Juniper. I don't think she was part of like the circus. She lived with somebody else who was not on the circus. Like they were just keeping watch after her, and then I never saw. I thought I would, but I never met her.
For Candlefoot, how many years ago did you say that happened?
Oh,
Yeah, the voice losing is not. It's only been a few months.
few months.
Yeah.
There you go. That one's fresh.
Yep.
They shut down the booth years ago.
Yeah, the booth is old.
What?
What was your location when that happened?
The carnival.
Yes, the carnival, but what was the carnival's location, sir?
Oh, sir. I don't know. Does an elephant forget? Does
An elephant never forgets.
I don't think I have a particularly great memory.
Let's see. Where were you?
If I would remember that, I don't know.
Let's see.
That would be a detail that, like, how much do I know where we are? Like, it sounds like
Yeah,
It's-
like
I
at any
mean,
given point.
It is
Do
hard
you know
to
where
keep
you are?
track of where you are. I mean, every night you're in a new place.
So it's every night. It's a one night thing.
Yes, it comes for one night. It's
Oh,
gone. Wow. It goes to another plane. So it's very hard to keep track. So like, oh man, remembering what day it was. I mean, which night that happened, where we were then. It's like, I don't know.
No,
It's like there's this, it's a jumble of like we've been everywhere and
We were
somewhere
at the
different
carnival.
every night.
I stand by my
And
first answer.
Yeah, and remember, you don't ever step outside, or very rarely step outside the grounds.
Right.
So it's like some nights you don't even know where you landed.
Right.
Did you not remember where you were that night? I see.
No, I mean, I wasn't even there. I heard about it like everybody was talking about it for a little while.
All
Like,
you know for
Other
sure
than
is you were not here.
Candlekeep.
You were not on
Not
this plane.
Candlefoot.
we weren't here.
Thank
We haven't been on this plane. Do we come to this plane much, or?
I mean, you've been here. This is your second time.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is your first time back.
Right. There's a lot of planes. How many planes are there every night?
Well, there's a lot actually. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea where. Like, I didn't know there were that many planes to begin with, but I don't remember where we were.
I mean, if you were always here, then you would have no knowledge of any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I peeked out a few times, but only just kind of saw the entrance. Some weird ones.
I wonder if the sisters were here that night.
You guys still? You think it's?
They
the
stole a
daughters?
piece of.
They're here.
They stole a piece of me. I have not. I don't know. Beyond losing, I can't tie a rope still. I remember we spoke about that years ago, but it's never
Yeah.
done something that I've been able to do. But apart from that, I can find my way around fine, and my skills seem unaffected. But I feel like there's just a piece of me that never was.
Like, what? I don't know what you mean.
I mean, like I'm not all here. I'm not finished growing. I'm not all the way grown up somehow, which sounds ridiculous because of course I'm an adult.
With a giant head. Yeah. I was thinking you still looked a little on the
Herringon or Smallgill.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've met Paragon. Yeah. You just seemed a little, a little
Smaller.
shorter.
Than other Herringon.
Why don't you show us around your place then, Gil?
Yeah, where should we go first?
It's all just, a bunch of tricks and illusion. What do you want to do? 'Cause they got everything, but it's all just, I
I'd
don't
like
know.
to win some games.
You just want to play games?
Well, what's interesting here? What do you like? I know you've seen everything 100 times. 100 times.
Well, I mean, I'll never turn down a dragonfly ride. I don't know. I'm just throwing what is there anything
Yeah,
in particular?
whatever sounds interesting.
I mean, they got this big one that can carry me just fine.
They have a dragonfly that can carry you.
Oh, yeah, I assume so.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're big.
I mean,
They're very, very large.
they're yeah. I mean, can we get all of us on one?
Oh no, you each have your own.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
They are
pretty fun. A lot
giant.
of it's just gimmicks, but I mean that's pretty cool, honestly. But Yeah, I can show you around. I can, anything else you're interested in? I mean, like I said, they shut down the art booth. That one kind of hurt. But they got, I mean, you can go see Candlefoot do his show's pretty good. It's impressive how quick he picked up miming.
He's a mime now.
Yeah, I mean, when he lost his voice, he had to, he tells stories without.
Oh, I've got to see this. Come on, show me this mime.
So, a couple things. So as you kind of start walking along past the Calliope, a couple of things happen. First of all, you notice as you kind of pass by the corner, one of these buildings has a painted sign of an elf wearing a jester's hat. And as you walk by the sign, the face goes, "We hope you're having a delightful evening." Then turns back into a painting.
That's fascinating.
And as you kind of make it to the end of this first this first kind of roadway here, a 12-foot tall walking tree garlanded in golden ribbons marches down the thoroughfare here. There's emerald clouds swirling above the tree, and these golden spinning sycamore seeds raining down. And you see a bunch of other fairgoers trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground.
Is it a sycamore tree?
It is actually. I can show you what the tree.
What's his name?
This is Northwind.
Hey, Northwind.
Give you the picture, and then he'll.
It takes him an hour to say hello back to you.
Yes. I mean, if you're gonna
this
say
is the rest
anything,
of our time in the carnival.
Okay. So there's a picture of Northwind for you now.
Neat.
Yeah, and so, Northwind comes along and Gil and waves, and you see all these people kind of, like I said, kind of scurrying around, and as as Northwind gets a little closer, you see that there's a chatty squirrel scampering along the boughs of the tree, and every once in a while the squirrel kind of scrambles down with a dandelion and hands a dandelion to somebody who's just kind of walking by.
A chatty squirrel?
Yeah.
Does it chat in common?
So squirrel, who Gil, the squirrel's name is Red. Let's see. Yes. So yes, the squirrel does speak common.
Good.
Sounds right.
Of course. Everything so far seems to be able to talk to you in common, which is interesting. No matter who or what they are.
So does red like one of the 124?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Red, yes, is employed by.
All right.
Yeah. So.
And like the ladybug goblin and the monkey, we all everything counts. Everything that speaks common counts, basically.
Yep. And
all right.
And Gil, you know that if you catch one of the seeds before it hits the ground, you usually get a gift.
Are they good gifts?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys can catch one, he's got some cool gifts.
Which One of those?
Yeah, before it hits the ground.
Seeds that are falling down.
That can't be too hard.
I'm not very good at that. I could
Go for
try.
it. Go for it. Give it a try.
So
Cromwell takes off his hat and tries to catch one in his hat.
yeah, if anybody wants to try and catch golden sycamore seeds, make a dexterity check.
Straight dex.
He'll try even. I never can do this.
So all of you kind of like go and grab for one, and it's just like as you're about to grab it, this gust of wind blows to the side, or somebody else comes up and snatches it, except for Cax manages to catch one out of the air. And as you catch it, Cax, you
Take 2d4 acid damage.
it kind of it bursts.
Surprise!
Yeah,
Roll for initiative.
it sort of bursts into this shower of kind of like glittery gold, and until well, you feel like for the time being you have the personality trait I am easily amused.
Great.
That's gonna fit with the cynical personality you seem to be getting into this character with.
And yeah, if anything else kind of conflicts with that, you feel this kind of suppressing that.
Great.
But yeah, anybody else who wants to, you can keep trying to catch the seeds. You can try to get a dandelion. Try to get a dandelion from Red. Or
Good
you
job,
can
Cax.
That was more difficult than I thought it would be.
That was as difficult as I thought it would be.
That was as difficult as you thought it would be?
Yeah.
Wasn't that hard.
No, that was great. I'm sure all your practice with music she's really dexterous.
Yeah. Made all the difference in the world.
Does anyone else try to catch another one or get Red to hand you a dandelion?
Yeah, I'll try and persuade Red to give me a dandelion.
I start giggling.
Yeah, Red will hand you a dandelion.
I start giggling a bit.
And after Red hands one to Bramwell, looks around and hands them out to see if anybody else in this group wants.
Is it a yellow dandelion or is it the dandelion seeds?
There's a white dandelion.
I mean, if you have extras, yeah, thank you so much.
And as Red hands them out, he says, "Oh, make sure you make a wish and blow on it."
Oh. Okay.
These are like what we had at childhood, right?
Oh, no.
These aren't the same, right?
These are different.
Okay.
Oh no, these are special. Wish.
Ushka does it.
And as you make that wish, the seeds kind of blow off into the air. Make sure you write down that wish. So.
Okay.
I start giggling at all the dandelions that are floating through the air right now.
Great, isn't it?
All right.
Wow. Also, did y'all notice the squirrel gave a dandelion to a rabbit?
Cax.
Oh, sorry, Graham. I apologize. It was
Um,
just amusing. It was amusing from where I stood.
I see the amusement in this. And Bramwell will blow on his dandelion.
Sure you write down your wish.
In my bio section.
Anybody else making a wish?
Yeah, I'll take one if it's. Yeah, I don't know if I've done this before,
Yeah.
but
Maybe not. Yeah, no, Red hands you one.
thanks, Red.
I hope your wish is.
I mean, if everybody else is doing it,
Oh, there we go.
yeah,
It's just too amusing to not do.
it really is.
Look at all those seeds flying through the air. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you all watch your dandelion seeds go up in there. Yeah, north wind. If you want a dragonfly ride, find me. Points off into the distance. The right of the end of it. Starts loping off towards the dragonfly. It's down around this corner. But you recognize, like if you kind of watch it, you recognize that as sort of like the row of games and attractions. There's all sorts of things. Brightly colored signs.
So yeah, what are we gonna do first?
We just did it.
Well, I guess we did.
I suppose we did do the first thing, didn't we? And
Well, well, so what are we gonna? I mean, where do we want to go now? Kind of looks around.
And remember, and you do have a map, which looks just like this. It's got everything that's labeled on this on it.
That doesn't matter.
You can see the full list of attractions.
the dragonfly
Ushka-
rides are this way, so why don't we walk along that path and see if there's anything interesting between here and there?
Sounds good.
I mean, I don't know what would be more interesting than a dragonfly carrying gill, but we can see.
So yeah, as you start to make your way around that way, there's all sorts of stalls, and it's kind of interspersed. You see some offering various sort of sweets. You see cupcakes and candy apples, and some that have drinks, some that have these kind of little mushrooms that looks like, they look like crystal sugar on the outside. And then there's several games as you walk along. So the first one you see as you pass by is there's a booth with somebody yelling, "This Almirage is no mirage. Adorn its horn with 2 or 3 rings to win a prize." You see there's a booth that's got a bunch of like golden rings, and there's a wooden statue of an Almirage, so the bunny with the and as you make your way kind of along through there, also to the right, this place right here, lost property, and outside the lost property wagon is a large feline creature with midnight fur, with a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders, and fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. The creature is kind of roughhousing with 2 young boys, and one of them says, "Again, Durla, again!" And the other one's kind of hanging, draped around this creature's neck. Recognize
Legrand.
the display.
I start giggling again.
So there's these kind of stray children playing around, climbing all over her.
Like stray children without wings.
Yes. Oh, no, actually, no. These kids have wings.
Oh,
They do have
okay.
wings on, but they're just kind of hanging out with her, and
That's gonna
she'll bat one of them down with the tentacle, and they laugh, and she'll pick them back up. And
Don't those tentacles have spikes on them?
she's obviously not hurting them though. She's just playing. Yep.
Skewer them.
Yep. Just killing kids right now. Nope, we're not doing that.
Yes.
No child death.
Right.
That's right.
You guys remember that time we were here? Cactus
Yeah.
starts talking. The time we
Yeah.
were here. And then that thing over there made us drink that drink, and then and like Jax is sort of giggling as he's saying this, and he stops giggling.
Well, yeah, Gil, what's her name again?
Durlagron?
Yeah.
Do I know what the drink is that she's serving up?
Yeah, it's a toffee apple juice.
Like the magical property. What's the rumor on? Is it spiked?
No, it's not spiked, but it keeps it will always make an upset child happier.
Yeah, I mean,
So you know
yeah,
that.
she's
But it's
got
yeah, it's just enchanted.
coffee drink.
It's not anything.
Yeah, I mean, it makes kids happy. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's weird.
Is that what happened?
And everybody, as you kind of watch the kids playing around and sort of making. All right.
Dang,
So,
serious insight.
Pax and Ushka, as you take a minute to kind of watch, and you find yourselves kind of recalling those memories of when you met her and how she kind of watched after you for a brief time. You remember that she had a cub. Met her before, and you don't see the cub anymore. And it was like following. I mean, it was every once in a while it would kind of run off, but it always came back and was always kind of right near her side or trailing close behind.
Ushka will lean into Gil. What happened to the cub that was with her? Did it just grow up, or?
Josh. Does Gil know what happened to the cub?
I guess has Gil talked to Durlagron about it, you think?
It just like one day it went missing and never saw again, or I don't think I ever would have, but I would have like gone for rumors if somebody else would have, I'm intimidated by Durlagron.
Yeah, so kind of, some of the whispers you hear is like, it's gone. Shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Seemed upset.
I never asked. But
Oh.
I don't know if anybody ever did. We're not.
Oh.
She seemed upset about it. I don't want to.
Oh, like the cub didn't just grow up. The cub disappeared?
Disappeared one day.
Oh. Well, that's concerning. I wonder if it's like Juniper just.
So I was about to say it's the same place.
Juniper was given to someone though, and this one was stolen, perhaps. I wonder, when did this happen?
Juniper was stolen.
And where were you?
I mean,
how long ago was this loss?
it was months or years ago. I don't know. How long ago? How long ago was it, Josh?
Those are very different time scales.
Yeah.
It was 2 days ago.
It was
I don't know.
years ago.
Last night.
Years ago. Definitely years ago, and we were definitely at the carnival.
Did it happen since you've been in the carnival?
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. Did I know the cub's name?
The cub's name was Star.
Yeah, Star was around. Yeah, she just seemed so upset. I didn't want to bother her with it.
How many years ago did this happen?
Like 2 or 3,
Probably 3-ish, yeah.
maybe 3. Yeah, it's when you like, we don't have like seasons. Kind of hard to remember. Every
You
night
never stop, do you?
it's kind of the same. I mean, it's relentless. It's fun, but it doesn't stop.
Has anybody else lost anything?
Well, I'm sure I can come up with some story of some minor loss, but I don't know. Are there any major ones come to mind?
Somebody lost a comb.
Again, you've heard like going missing.
I mean, I told you about like the art booth, like that, they shut that down.
They shut it down, but it didn't suddenly go missing.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right.
Kind of forgot how strange some of this place was.
You
I mean, maybe
forgot.
I just didn't want to think about it.
You know what's
I
kind of
agree.
weird? You know that there are always 124 carnival. I don't know, what do we call Witchlight
Witchlight hands.
There are always 124 Witchlight hands. Whenever it's always 124, but it changes. But it's always 124. So whenever, like, someone leaves, someone else comes and joins. It's
Like
weird.
you, like when you started working
Yeah.
in this place,
Yeah, I mean
they fired or did something
Well,
to somebody.
they said they had an opening,
Oh,
and that I seemed perfect for the job.
So they recruited you?
I mean, I was kind of asking about, working here,
Job?
but just like who works here, and then they made the offer, and I didn't. Before I knew it, I was. I don't even know where I went first, but not here.
Did you
Oh,
come
that's-
to the carnival wondering about working here, or did you wonder about working here once you came to the carnival?
Yeah, that I didn't have any intention of working here. I was just coming to, figure stuff out.
But once you got here, then you started asking about how to work here,
Well,
and they just happened to.
I was
have an
asking
opening?
about the carnival and such, and I was I don't know, was I talking to Mr. Witch or Mr. Light or
Yeah,
and
yeah, they were together.
yeah, I was talking to them about just asking a few questions. I mean, that honestly, that was probably the longest conversation I ever had with them. And yeah, just one thing led to another, and shoot, 8 years later, here I am. Here we are.
Well, that is interesting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
always 124. That's
Always, and whenever somebody leaves, then there's always someone ready to take their place, even if there's no line of people waiting to try to take their place.
I mean, I don't know. People come on, people go. It doesn't happen much, but when it does, it does. It's not like we go days or nights without a full staff. We always got a full staff. Yeah.
Was Star one of the 124?
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I guess I don't remember who came that day. Do I remember who came that day?
Yeah. Long time ago, lots of places, people coming and going.
Yeah.
Somebody new came on.
Sorry, I mean, you guys, I probably should write some more stuff down. Looking at Ushka and Bramwell, like in there.
You seem as surprised as anyone that you ended up working here for 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I wanted to come back, but yeah, I had no intention of being here this long. And I kind of don't know why I stayed this long. Anyways, you guys want to keep on going this way, or?
Yeah, I guess let's go ride some dragonflies.
Oh, and Cax, I did peek in there, the lost property. I didn't see. I name the name of
Eric Cockrell.
if I knew it.
Cluck.
And I didn't. I mean, it was 8 years later, but I assume that's true, Josh.
Yeah,
I did
not see.
I didn't see Cluck in the lost property.
No Cluck.
I'll kind of whisper that too. We're adults now, but I don't know. I knew that bothered you.
And yeah, so like the cat's sort of just looking around when you say that. He just kind of looks at the ground. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Come on, let's go ride these damn dragonflies.
So you head back that way over the bridge, kind of around the corner, underneath that archway. And as you pass under there, you can see there are huge lily pads resting on the surface of a pool, glistening with phosphorescent algae. Giant dragonflies use these lily pads as landing platforms, and they buzz loudly overhead with wings that look like brilliant stained glass windows. And they alight briefly, drop off, and pick up these excited passengers who hop on the dragonfly and buzzes off into the sky. And then near the entrance, you see Northwind, who smiles at you and turns and beckons you over, and you see Red clinging to the canopy, kind of peering at you. Would you like to ride the dragonflies? And you see look about daisy figure eights up in the air, and they're huge. So these are large dragonflies, big enough to carry anybody who would like to ride on. Well, it's just one ticket punch.
Oh, grabs out his ticket, holds it out.
And Northwind punches your ticket and gestures towards the little dock that leads out there.
Guess I'm doing this today. Hold out the ticket.
Do I have... thought I had a dragonfly picture. Guess maybe not. Oh wait.
They aren't.
Oh, I do. Hang on. I can get you.
They aren't
picture
Witchlight hands, are they?
The dragonflies? No.
Okay, they're beasts.
Yep. All right. Now you have a giant dragonfly picture.
Wow.
No, we get to shoot stuff as we
There's
fly.
a guy with an arrow on the back. Sweet.
No.
Yeah, some pictures. Okay. Figured we'd be shooting stuff.
No.
At some point, we will be.
Why not? It's a
doing that.
non-violent campaign.
No, this is training.
Why I got
for
rid of all my armor and weapon proficiencies.
What are
epic,
those?
another epic air battle.
Yeah. So kind
No
of
weapon proficiencies.
Hey, you could, maybe you have. You might learn something later. But so the four of you kind of make your way out onto the dock, and dragonflies come down and touch down briefly on the dock, waiting for you to get on. And as you get on, they go up to about 20 feet above the carnival, and they do this kind of big figure eight around the thoroughfare. So if you kind of if you look at the map, which is an 8, they basically follow the track of that. So they fly off to the right and around the carousel, and then they go over the Calliope to the left around towards the Mystery Mine, so around this way, and then make a big circle back around. And you can see some of the other dragonflies, people who got on before you, off in the distance, kind of following that path. So you can kind of see where you're gonna fly. And they are obviously going to follow this path unless you try to something else happen.
So you can kind of steer them a little bit.
You can try.
Okay.
And as you kind of get up and start taking off, you hear these shouts from another lily pad. And so as you got on, they kind of helped, you kind of fastened in this harness, so there was this sort of like thing to sit on, this leather harness that keeps you strapped in so you can't fall off.
Quick question. Are we all on one together, or are we each on our own?
You're each on your own.
Okay.
Yeah, they can hold one rider.
Okay.
But what happens is you kind of look back as you hear these shouts, and there's a who appears to be like a kind of middle-aged dwarf with a bright blue beard, who is kind of unfastened. He's not in his harness all the way, and he's like clutching onto this dragonfly, trying to hang on as other people are shouting, and he looks kind of precariously balanced on this dragonfly, and like he might be starting to slip off. And
like in the air.
yeah, so it took off, and it looks like it took off before he could get his harness done. He's just sort of hanging on for dear life. Bluebeard flapping in the wind.
How far up is he?
So he's 20 feet off the ground, and he's a little bit behind where you all are.
All right. Is he within? Oh, never mind.
Good question. What do I have prepared?
And you can tell the dragonfly looks startled. It doesn't look calm like yours or the other ones. It looks like something moved it in here.
So I mean, do
Forest rider is
dragonflies count as beasts?
I can tell you. They are, yes, they are large beasts.
Great. Well, I'll cast Speak with Animals, and tell my dragonfly, hurry back! We need to go help. And I point back towards the door from the other dragonfly.
Okay. Make an animal hand with advantage.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. So, as you kind of whisper or speak lowly to your dragonfly and try to kind of encourage it to loop around, which it's a little reticent to do it because it's supposed to be following this course, but it does listen to you and loop around. So the rest of you see Ushka kind of turn his dragonfly in this big arc and start circling back towards where this dwarf is just hanging. So you can kind of like fly back alongside, and then make another check also with.
Okay.
Oh,
ooh.
Look at that.
Did I do it?
Yes. So, so you managed to calm the other mount. You can talk to it. It can understand.
Right.
You managed to get it kind of out of the state it's in, and convince it to like circle back down and gently on one of the lily pads.
You're doing great. You're
drop
doing
off
great.
This dwarf who's like, and then just sort of like quickly gets away from the dragonfly rides. Doesn't want anything anymore.
No, and I'll tell that dragonfly that just dropped off. You did great. That was fantastic. I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah. As you kind of land back over there and take that dragonfly back where it started from, a couple things. You can hear the calliope music throughout the carnival. It sounds a little different.
What did it sound like before?
So before it sounded like this.
So is it more elaborate now?
It's more upbeat, a little faster, a little more lively. Ushka, make Oh. Okay. You notice, kind of on the ground, sort of near where that lily pad was that you guided the sort of startled dragonfly back to after you calmed down. You notice a large, like pretty large, jet black feather. I mean, your eye picks it up because it's out of place. Like you're in a pond with lily pads and dragonflies. Big, black, shiny, glossy feather.
I'm sorry, I never caught your name or what you go by. Do you mind if we go pick up that feather? It's curious. I'd like to study it.
Dragonfly will go swoop around and let you close down. But you can tell now, like it's getting kind of like I'm supposed to be up there flying around,
right.
like.
Oh yes, of course. I'm so sorry. Yeah, please, if you don't mind, I'd love to enjoy the full ride.
Yeah, and it relieved kind of zooms up and catches up with the rest. So
you're doing a great job.
Goes a little faster for a little bit. And all of you kind of notice too, as you sort of hear the calliope music kind of change a little bit. You notice something like the colors seem more vibrant maybe than when you, which is weird. I don't know, maybe it's just being up in the sky, I don't know. But everything kind of looks a little more vibrant. Yeah, you sort of catch notice of like some shooting stars. You're up here and you see, oh yeah, there's like more than I would think. Like usually you catch one every once in a like great while, right? But like, oh, there's one. There goes another shooting star. Like they're happening more frequently than you would imagine. And kind of looking down at the ground, things look a little more colorful. Like, oh, were there flowers there before? Flowers blooming. I don't remember. Oh, things seem to be changing a little. And Gil, you've seen this happen before.
Yeah.
When things are going well and everyone's happy, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
So first, I'd try and get him at the Ushka. Like, wow, that was amazing, Ushka. How do you?
I just talked to the dragonflies. They're very nice and understanding.
And the way you flew it, like you learned that in the library.
I didn't fly it. I was just holding on. The dragonfly flew. I asked it nicely if we could help, and then of course the other one to relax and land. They're very smart creatures.
Are we down now?
Yeah, so after,
still flying.
Yeah, so you'll take this kind of big loop around and chat for a little bit, and then go land back on the pads.
How fast do they go? What's our speed?
It's imagine sort of like trying to think. So sort of like the tram that takes you around at a amusement park or something, right? Like not fast. It's meant to like let you see the sights and things.
Like a ski lift.
Yeah, or like a ski lift. It's or gondola kind of thing. Yeah, like it's slow,
Right.
but it's not
zipping.
You're not going to take forever to get around, but it's a couple minutes to sort of slowly make your way around the whole thing and land back over, because the idea is to get it carnival high. And
Mood's changing. You guys see how the colors are changing? That part's weird about this place.
I thought I was just seeing things.
I thought that couldn't possibly be right.
The adrenaline.
No, that's how it works here. That like the whole carnival has like a mood.
Oh. Well, why is it changing?
I assume it's related to your incident there. If things get exciting, it gets, people, the energy gets higher. It gets, more energetic.
Wow.
I start singing.
You start singing.
Ah, excellent.
Nice.
Love it.
But as I land, I like,
I love it.
Dwarf used
Wow,
to say,
Cax, you've gotten even better at that.
Oh, it needs work. It was spur of the moment. Plus, I've never conducted a song atop a dragonfly before. That was quite exhilarating.
And as you circle back towards the dragonfly landing, Pax, make a perception.
I'm gonna stop rolling good numbers here soon.
Are you? All right, we're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
them
We're
all
gonna
out.
try.
Use them all
I
out.
love these yellow dice. You know.
Are you actually rolling dice?
I am. I turned on my 3D roller.
I'm not seeing them.
Oh,
I didn't
Do
see.
I need to
me
turn mine
neither.
on to see them?
Oh, y'all can't see them?
No.
Maybe I have to turn mine on to see it. I haven't done that yet.
maybe, yeah.
I see my die when it rolls, but I don't
Let's
see
see.
anybody
I
else.
want to see. I want to see dice too.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine were
3D
turned off.
dice. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. 3D dice.
Is Bramwell doing a Shield
yeah.
of Fate?
No, I didn't. I didn't click that.
Like, wow, Bramwell's casting some
Brand's been
stuff.
casting lots of magic over there.
I keep clicking the wrong spot.
Yeah. So, Cax, you notice, and I mean, you have a trained ear for music. And so you recognize as you, and I think, maybe it's something about the shift. You're able to pick it out as you get back towards, as you kind of swoop down towards the lily pad. You hear from this direction. Very faint. So can you see where?
Yep.
You hear very faint, just sort of like, not a song, but just sort of notes as if somebody's kind of like just sort of noodling around on a lute. You can just pick it out very faintly on the air as you kind of come back in. Somebody's playing a lute over there. It's not fitting with the rest of the carnival music. This sounds like somebody's kind of doing their own thing over there. And you just hear it very faintly just for a moment, but you just pick it out because now, like, oh, the music's different. Oh, wait, I never noticed that before. There was some other music happening over in that direction, and it's good. Like, you can tell whoever is playing is very good at it. But they're clearly not trying to, like, formal song.
You hear that?
Kind of you.
Yeah, the calliope?
Well, yeah, the music changes with the mood.
Pretty loud.
No.
Yes.
No, there's another. You can't. I mean, it sounds like I like strum my lute a little bit. It sounds like this, but probably better actually.
That sounds really nice, but no.
Oh, let's if we're done with these dragonfly.
Yeah, that was incredible. And Ushka will start looking down at the feather in his hand and start taking a closer look at it. Try to identify what it could have come from, or if he recognizes it from being from anything.
You have a feather in your hand?
Are you gonna show that to the rest of us?
Oh, he's just holding it and looking at it, not really paying attention to the fact that he has a feather in his hand and hasn't explained that.
Yeah, those are one of my favorite rides for sure.
That did not come from the dragonfly, did it, Ushka?
Oh, what? Oh no, I found it. It just seemed strange. Really big feather for most creatures. I guess the dragonflies are very big.
It is.
I don't know. Figured I'd pick it up and take a look at it. I've never seen a feather this large.
Yeah, and you would think, like, looking at it, you would think it's a crow feather, but it's way too big. Like, no crow could
Like
be
a raven,
that.
like a raven feather,
Like a
maybe.
yeah, nothing could beat that.
Okay.
Like, that would be a huge bird,
Like bigger than a raven
like
big.
a person-sized bird. That
Do
would
we
be-
have a person-sized bird on site? Okay.
No Aarakocra flying around, or kinku.
Fucking Genku.
Yeah,
Doesn't look familiar to me.
I'll
I
be
mean,
right
it's
back
going to
while
make
you-
a fantastic quill.
while you all chat and figure out where you want to go.
Not a very, practical quill, but I might make it into a big quill anyways. Just hang in the library.
Where'd you find it?
Over by the dragonfly rides on over by one of the lily pads where I asked the dragonfly to drop off the dwarf.
Speaking of the dwarf, is he okay?
I assume so. He got down safely.
Did he drop the feather?
Maybe. I didn't see him have any feathers. Not like on him, not like in his attire. Obviously, he's a dwarf, so not feathered.
You see a lot of strange things here.
That's for sure. It's kind of exciting.
That's not normal strange. That's new strange.
This is
There's no big birds around here?
No, we don't. I've seen a few. Like, as guests at some point, but never. Not recently. None permanent. No witchlight hands. So, what you guys want to do next?
we chit chat.
There's
We go through all the options.
Follow me.
Okay. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, we're following
You're going
Cax?
for that, what you're hearing?
Yeah, we're following Cax.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, if I'm wrong, then we'll make our way back to the carousel, I guess.
All right. So you're following Cax around this way?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
The feasting orchard.
Yeah. So you come around this bend here and this archway, and you can. So there's music and earth just kind of radiating out from this. What's obviously kind of a little park just tucked up in the corner here. You can smell flowers and mead and berry pies. Scents all kind of mixed together and waft through.
Now we're talking.
You see stilt walkers plucking fruit out of the trees. So again, more of these elves on stilts. Musicians are playing drums and pipes and strumming, and everywhere there's singing and dancing and just this absolutely inordinate amount of custard.
Custard?
Yes.
Custard?
Yes, there's custard everywhere.
Like on the ground everywhere, or like served out everywhere, or both?
Everywhere. Yeah, both. Everywhere. It's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a beer hall, but a custard
Yeah,
hall, and
but
there's
custard.
There's custard on the floor.
Yes, there's just custard.
Everybody's marching through. Okay.
You know what is this?
Yeah. Why is there so much custard on the ground?
I was with this place right up until the custard.
So-
I mean, it's always there.
So you know what goes on here, Gil, is there's a fairy cake eating contest. So there's this contest table that's piled beyond belief with these small glazed cupcakes, and they each have a little dollop of berry custard in them. And so the contest is eat as many cupcakes as you can in 60 minutes. Or 60 seconds, sorry. So, yeah, there's basically a cupcake eating contest that goes on
Nice.
throughout the night here.
Have I won any after-hour cupcake eating contests? I feel like I might do all right.
So if you've done them before,
Is there somebody on like, I'm sure I don't compete with the guests, right?
Is there a Joey
Yeah.
Chestnut of cupcake eating here?
Who on
So-
site is it?
and
The
this is-
bugbear? Is it the
and this is generally for the guests. Yeah, the hands don't
tree?
don't
Yeah, who's my
take part in it that
competition?
much. I mean, Burley, the bug
Burley,
is
yeah, me and Burley go
pretty good at
ham
it.
on some cupcakes.
Burley can eat a lot of cupcakes.
All right. Burley and I have had I've lost to Burley in a cupcake eating contest before.
Yeah, Burley can put away some cupcakes.
I mean, yeah, it's eating competitions. I mean,
And there is a prize.
they're good.
Oh, I'd get sick trying to eat that many
There's a good prize if you win.
I don't put away a lot of food.
I mean, I guess I could try and, I'm a guest tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
You are a guest tonight.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can win us win a surprise.
Right, Gil going for the contest. Excellent. So yeah, you walk up to the table and it costs a ticket punch to enter the contest. But basically, it's eat as many as you can. So, are you ready to start?
Yeah, Gil is ready.
So it takes about 3 seconds to swallow a cupcake.
Okay.
Let me see.
Are you
Playing a
still
mini game.
medium sized or are you larger than medium?
I'm a very large medium, and in some ways I have almost largish properties.
Like cupcake eating ways?
Guess we'll find out.
We'll find out.
So, I already forgot what I looked.
Now, if you just stuff them up your trunk, does that count? And like, can you keep shoving one in your trunk? Could you stuff one in your mouth?
What I can do is I can get 3 cupcakes. I can grab one with my right hand, one with left, and one with the trunk, and just keep shoving them all in rapid fire.
All right. So, you guys are you watching Gil start to do this, and the first 6 cupcakes go down pretty easily. So you get, but that 7th one, it starts getting a little more like you've eaten 6 cupcakes pretty quickly. Like 18 seconds. So, make a Constitution.
Constitution save.
Yes. All right, that
Go
7th
Gil.
one, no problem. Right down the hat. 8th one, make a Constitution.
Con
You're gonna have
save.
to make a bunch of them. Yep.
Oh,
Until we hurl.
Number 8. All right. Well, it's tough, but you got it. Number 8, down the hatch. Number 9. Oh, easy. Yeah, the second, like Gil.
Nice try.
That 8th one looked a little tough, but yeah, 9 just straight down the hatch. Number 10. All right, doing fine. So, and now 30 seconds have gone by. You're halfway through your pile. So number 11. Yep. Number 12. Gil's just popping those cupcakes right in.
Oh,
number 12.
It gets rough.
Number 12 is tough. You're still okay. You take 6 custard damage.
That's huge at this level. You're almost dead.
You take 6 custard damage.
Oh man, we might lose a character.
But man, yeah,
Is that
you eat the cupcake.
what does custard damage mean?
He's
It's
got
necrotic.
Poison. It's poison damage, man.
Yeah, like he bites into that one, and it's kind of a mess.
Acid damage.
The custard kind of pops out, kind of like a gusher, and there's some custard splattered on Gil. But
Is every roll a round?
Every roll is half a round.
every roll is half a round. 1 cupcake, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I kind of want to stop, and then I look at my friends, and I'm like, all right, I can keep going.
Do it,
Number
Gil.
12.
You can do it.
I'm going to guidance.
I got this, guys.
Oh, number 12 pops right down there. All right,
Yeah, can you
Bramble,
guidance on
you're
a save?
you're doing something.
Yeah.
13. That's ability checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not saves.
Oh, this is a saving throw.
But I will start singing about Gil,
Oh,
and I will hand him my bardic inspiration on his next roll.
oh, nice.
Or actually, I mean, it's until he chooses
Until
to
he
use
uses
it.
it. Oh, that's true. He chooses to use it. Thank you.
Right. So he's got what? Is it a D4?
It's a D6. D6 on a level, yeah.
And is that
So-
a post-roll thing?
So
Yeah.
you roll it, and then you can decide whether to use it or not first.
Before you know the outcome, but you can kind of guess the outcome in certain situations.
So Cax
Right,
sings,
here it is.
And heroism.
yeah, Cax sings a song about how, Gil's eating prowess, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
once
And you
I
got
see
temp
that you-
HP.
Once I see that you're getting actually harmed,
I want to drop that D6 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you
yeah.
might want to drop the D6 now.
What is this? This is Bardic Inspiration. I'm inspired to just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Inspired
you
power
can add a
through.
D6 to your roll.
Hey, there you go. That
If that
cupcake.
did it or not.
Is it just enough?
Yeah, just that was tough. But you got
That was
that
inspiring.
song. You thought you were gonna choke on it. That
I
song
was- I'll
just
get it down.
sent it down the.
you have 5 temporary
Back on
hit
track.
points.
This is ridiculous D&D.
Five
Thank
temporary
you.
This is great.
Wait, so that was what? That was 15, I think.
Somewhere in
15
there, yeah.
cupcake? Yeah. So number
Yeah, I think so.
16, I think, is where we're at.
Yep,
16 down the
16.
hatch.
I start singing again.
17. Ugh, it's tough, but got it. Got to do 3 more cupcakes. Yep. Swallow that one. 2 more are on the plate. And then 1 more. He's gotten that last cupcake. Oh, it's so hard to do that last cupcake.
Do I get another D6 from?
Yeah, because I was still singing about the custard display and the
but you did
miraculous power.
You did it. So yeah, in a minute, Gil polished off 20 cupcakes.
It's gross and amazing.
It is gross. There are some other
Composing. You know the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yes.
This is the Epic of Gil right here.
Gil the mess.
And there are a few other people, as you watch, like there are some people on either side of Gil who, at some point just sort of fall down on the ground, just covered in custard.
Dead from custard damage.
All over them. But then as soon as the contest ends, all the people, they get back up and they're and they're just covered in custard, but they look okay. They're only temporarily dead from custard.
Do I feel better?
But yeah, you feel all right. Once the
Do I feel
contest
like
ends,
my custard damage goes away?
yes, you do feel it.
That's good. That's good.
And you so you've won the contest, so the hand who's running the contest comes over and out of a satchel pulls out this kind of like sparkly blue cupcake, hands it to you. This is obviously different than the ones you've been this one special somehow. And it doesn't feel like a normal like crumbly cupcake. It feels like, oh, this will just be okay until I decide to eat. Not gonna like, fall apart or crumble or go bad.
I'll hand it to Cax if he wants it. You want my blue cupcake?
No, that was exciting.
Oh man, your tunes got me
Great.
through it.
Man,
I thought I was gonna hurl there for a minute, but
no, you earned this.
whew, that was exhilarating.
that was gross, but amazing.
It looks like you were harmed by the effort.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you like they get you, but then once it's over, you feel all right. Ooh, I never hit all 20. You guys, yeah, that was
impressive, man.
awesome. Whew. All right, what's next?
Cax, what did you want to bring us here for?
I heard the
Somebody else was
music.
getting Bardic Inspiration in the
yeah.
last match.
Yeah, I heard the music, but now I realize what the music was for. I also have a question.
Okay.
Anybody take notice of my performance?
Yes, and that
That's
I'm
the custard.
about to tell you about it, and I'm trying to find
Okay.
something to give you first. I can't. Let's see. Trying to give you a cool handout.
Yes.
Because I love all these cool things.
I'm very excited about the cool handout I'm about to get.
There we go. And you'll all probably eventually person, but you notice first, X. There's a handout now in your called Eliwick Tumblestrum.
Ooh. Oh, my love.
And you notice that she is sitting on a swing that hangs from the branch of a pear tree, and she's plucking a lute. This is the tune that you heard kind of rising up the feasting orchard, and she looks at you and kind of gives you a little
I give her a head nod and a bow.
Then she just kind of continues strumming on her lute as she and she's watching, and you see like she's watching you, but she's also has a kind of smile on her face.
Do we notice this interaction?
I mean, you probably notice that Cax is kind of looking off.
I'll kind of look
follow.
off, and I'll kind of poke him in the ribs with the elbow. Yeah, really? I didn't go talk to her.
She's playing a song.
Yeah, you're good with music. She's good with music. You know, just talk to her, man.
She's good with music. I'm still learning.
We all learn together.
Does she also have a frog sitting on her lap?
Not currently.
Okay.
Do I know anything about?
Eliwick.
No, you don't. Anything about
Oh, she's a guest. She's not a regular. Not a hand.
Is she wearing wings?
She's not.
Ooh.
She's not wearing wings though.
Oh, should we buy her a ticket? What? You know, the wings are important, right?
Yeah, no, that she could be in trouble if she gets caught.
Pokes Cax in the ribs again. You should buy her a ticket.
I'll go back to Uska. I used to be the one pushing you to do things. I turn around and I walk over to her.
Okay.
And kind of like going back to boyishness, like Ushka will fall behind like that teenage kind of kid, like, oh, I forgot my friend to go talk to the girl. And then they'll be like a couple paces behind, just kind of like looking over.
So yeah, she's still kind of sort of strumming on the lute as you walk up, and she nods at you as you get close, Cax.
I'll stay a respectful distance, but close enough.
6 feet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good evening.
Trust you're enjoying the car.
We are, well, I suppose we are. Different this time.
Gil belches. Really loud.
I imagine it's quite loud.
Sorry. He just takes a few steps away.
He just won the custard eating contest, as you saw. So I was noticing, and I couldn't help but wonder, You're not wearing wings.
No, I'm not.
And everybody else we've seen is wearing wings, right?
Everybody.
Okay.
You noticed, yeah.
Yeah. Are you one of the hands?
Oh no. Enjoying myself.
Are you a guest?
Suppose so, yes.
Oh. Oh. Well, I would be careful.
Oh. Obi. He has this kind of
What?
like knowing smirk.
Have you come to the carnival before with no ticket?
Oh no. First.
Insight check.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth. First visit to the
When we were young, then we got in strange circumstances due to not having tickets.
Yeah, can we buy you some wings just to, you know? What makes sense?
Oh, that you ran afoul of the carnival. Sounds like.
It's more of a misunderstanding.
I mean, we came in by accident.
Perhaps fortunate.
Not really.
No.
Yeah,
Remains to be seen.
I mean,
You
but
seem
can we?
to know more about us than you seem to know about us.
Everyone seems to know about it.
I know exactly where and
What? Wait,
No, where and when, not what.
where and when.
No, where and when, not who. Yep.
who are you?
Oh, my friends call me Tumblestrum.
And what are you doing here?
Enjoying this garden. Like my
Have you seen anyone else that
It's
ought not to
very
be?
beautiful music, by the way.
thank you. And it is this. Like you don't know if you've ever heard anyone play the lute quite as well as she did. Or you were saying?
When we came without tickets, we saw three people, three creatures,
Witches, sort
three
of.
witches.
A shadow lady with a moon face.
They stole from us.
It's a aggravate on her face.
One with a pig mask on and a giant lollipop.
Pleasant.
It was. But can we get you wings? I really feel like you should probably have them.
Oh, I'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay, but it's kind of a rule, and it seems like it'd be a good idea to follow it.
No, that's why I made sure that you're able to follow it.
Oh, you bought our tickets.
Did.
Why did you do this?
Just to make
Well,
sure
I
that
think we all four say why in unison.
Yeah,
just to make sure that you'd be able to be here.
Why do we need to be here?
Where and when?
For what?
For why?
I'm sure you'll.
We're here, but we're not here to meet you. You've made sure that we're here.
I suppose that I have, in a way.
Are you why we were compelled to come here?
Not exactly.
Not exactly, but not no.
World is a strange place with many workings that
Says the person who has understanding and has caused this to occur.
some understand. Very many don't understand.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I believe.
Thank you
I
as well.
do.
For the music. For the music.
Oh yes, of course.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the tickets.
And why do you thank us?
But most of the music.
Oh, I'm thanking you for what you will do.
Oh.
And I'm guessing you won't tell us what we're going to do,
What you're going.
but what you think we're going to do. Okay. Is it bad?
Oh, I hope not.
Okay. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, you too. Thank you. And you hear the calliope music.
Oh, it's even better.
Every time we do something, the music changes. Though.
Yep.
Should we try another thing?
We go do something else and have the music change again?
When the hells was that?
I don't know.
I mean, she's very, very nice and very kind, but
Was she?
who knows? I mean, she seemed very polite.
She was very polite, yes.
Yeah.
But she
She bought us the tickets.
she bought us the tickets. Yeah.
That's very nice.
Well, why did she buy us the tickets?
Right.
She wants something from us. She expects us to do something for her.
She knew who we were and has knowledge of a plan that we do not, but won't share that. So I'm not sure if she's nice or if she's merely polite.
She could also just be pulling our leg.
Oh, she's gonna
She's not, though.
want something for us.
How do you know?
Nobody gives anything away for free.
Well,
I
that part I
do.
agree. Talking about how do we know she's not pulling our leg?
I'm pretty sure that she was speaking honestly. She just wasn't communicating completely.
I hope it's not anything bad.
There's no way she can know what we're gonna do, so
Well,
she's
I mean,
hoping
there
we
are
don't do anything bad.
no, there are people who can like they can see glimpses of the future.
Diviners.
Yes,
Yes.
diviners and oracles and auguries.
Do you think that was her?
I mean, I don't know. I've never met one, but I've read about them.
Fair.
So as you make your way kind of back out of the feasting orchard, you're kind of face onto the carousel for the first time. So before it was kind of behind the things, and you saw it from overhead when you flew by on the dragonflies. But now as you kind of come out and see it, because it's big, it's sort of dominant section. You see there's this procession of wooden unicorns that stand motionless on this big circular wooden platform. There's fairgoers clambering up onto the unicorns' backs, and a female centaur who is now in your place. That's Diana Cloppington. Sets the ride in motion. The unicorns, as she sets the ride going, shake their manes and creak to life, and they canter around the carousel. So, the carousel doesn't spin. The unicorns come to life and go cantering around this big wooden circle. And there's all sorts of shouts of joy, and everybody shrieking with delight as they ride around.
Also, I just want to say Diana Cloppington looks pretty badass.
He's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some good art right there.
Yeah.
How do you think we're gonna know the thing that she was talking about that's gonna happen?
That's what I would like to know. Let's keep an eye out for the three sisters.
Well,
Will we see them with? Sorry, go ahead, Johnny.
Hey, every time we do something here, right, the music changes, right?
Every time we do something.
Yes.
Right.
Because the whole fair is full of people that are doing things, but when we do things, then the music changes.
It may not be just us. It's, there's a lot of stuff happening here.
Well, I mean, because
Let's try another game.
what did we just do though?
Has the music changed like this in 8 years?
This
12
much?
years? How long you've been here? Have you heard it?
Yeah, it changes. Changes every night a little bit.
But based on something you've done?
Me? No, never. No.
Well, what did we do this time?
We won the eating contest.
Yeah, but it didn't start doing. It didn't get. Unless I'm mistaken, it didn't become more until later.
You saved the dwarf.
Well, yeah, and that was the first time. But then we didn't. We just talked to Miss Tumbleweed. Tumblestrom. We just talked to Miss Tumblestrom. We didn't do anything. Maybe somebody else did something and it improved.
So do we want to ride the carousel, or do we just want to keep going?
I don't. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. I mean,
Because we're only gonna find
good.
things out if we keep walking around and doing stuff. We can't just stand here and talk about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what do we want to go do now?
We probably want to do those swan on the lake, right? You want to do that?
I mean, yeah, there's the swans, I mean, the carousel's a good ride.
It's pretty.
Are we allowed to go swimming?
How would they feel about Ushka swimming? Probably not, right?
You've heard splashing around in there before, and you've seen some people come out sopping wet from gondola swan ride.
I mean, it's not unheard of.
Well, I mean, I just didn't know if I don't get out into the water very much. I'm always in Candlekeep. So I mean, I don't have to. I was curious.
I don't think anybody got any trouble.
Up for them.
Gil, have you talked to Diana Cloppington at all, do you think?
Yeah.
Right, so you know that she's not actually a centaur. And you've heard her, like, she corrects, people call her a centaur, like new people come in to, start working as Witchlight hand. Oh, a centaur. No, just a human who made a bad deal. She always corrects people. And she always seems kind of sad, despite being in the carnival. She's always, just sort of seemed, when you look her in the eyes, she's always had kind of.
So yeah, if somebody mentioned going over to, I mean, Diana, she's kind of a downer, and if you do go over, just don't call her a centaur.
But isn't she?
Looks like one.
No, she says she's a human, but she was a bad deal. She's always kind of a grump, so I don't.
Oh, like with Nick? Like one of Nick's deals? Wasn't he offering us a deal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. I never thought about that, but he's always kind of, I don't know, pissed off.
Maybe she just needs some cheering up.
If you can do it, that would be a sight to see. I mean, by all means, but just don't. I'd warned you. She can be, difficult.
I mean, if that's not what we want to do, let's go somewhere else then.
I mean,
I'm following you all.
I've done it all. You got. What do you want to do?
We pull open the map.
Got the carousel here. We got the swans.
Let's try a couple of games and see if when we win them, that music changes.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I'm not really good with like.
Well, let's look around and see if we can find a game that we're good at.
They're pretty much all rigged.
Yeah. And so and also Gil, so there's the small games, which are kind of the stalls sort of around this ring over here. And then the only other kind of like, the only real big game is the snail racing.
Snail racing.
I mean, the only one that's legit at all is the snail racing, but like most of this is they're just trying to get your money.
Snail racing.
But they all do give prizes.
I start giggling about snail racing.
But I mean, you want to try some small stuff? You can. I mean, people win. It's not impossible, but you never get what you put into it. They always win on the deal.
I guess that makes sense, but I mean, we could just play for fun.
Yeah. Come on. We're not gonna solve anything standing here. I start walking towards the stall.
All right.
Yeah.
So
explore some games.
Yeah, as you kind of passed your way around that way, you heard. So there was the Almirage ring toss, which you already saw, but as you kind of go down, you hear prizes, prizes, prizes. Catch the fairy dragon by the tail and win a piece of its hoard. Sound the chime. It's time to rhyme. You bring the poem. We'll bring the noem. Strong folks, test your mettle in a goblin wrestle. Birds of a feather? How about feathers of a bird? Step right up and guess how many feathers festoon this fiendish fowl. Last one you hear is you walk. What do you do when the eye of the Cyclops falls upon you? You stare right back if you've got the stamina.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, and each kind of these, you can kind of see as you go, sort of what you expect. There's the poetry contest is there's a gnome hanging out there. There's a goblin, the goblin wrestling one. There's a group of cockatrices in cages, or in a cage. Yes, the feathers one, and there's a cyclops at the cyclops one. Big old cyclops. You know the cyclops.
Votes?
I mean, of any of those, I mean, I can count. I don't know how well I'd do anything else, but we could play whatever we want, I guess.
Let's
I
go
mean,
see the.
heck, I mean, the rhyming one's right up your alley.
Yeah, we can get around to that. Let's go see the cockatrices first. You ever
Okay.
seen the cockatrice before?
No, I've read about
Me
them.
neither. Sounds pretty cool, though, right?
Yeah.
Well,
It's a dangerous animal.
Oh, yeah.
It's just I don't know. I know something.
It's a turkey.
Yeah, that's what I say.
well, and now you can all see a picture of it in your journal.
Yeah.
That's a cockatrice.
Absolutely the real thing.
I mean, it could just be a giant turkey
Yeah, I mean it's sort
dressed
of like
up.
lizard, bird, bat, thing with feathers.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we approach the
Go over there.
count the feathers.
Okay, so yeah, you step up and you hear the thing again. Birds of a feather. Oh, step right up. Step right up.
Oh,
Who would
sure.
like to
No,
play?
get out my ticket. I'll try.
Punches your ticket. All you have to do, you get 3 tries. Guess the number of feathers on one cockatrice. Just one. How many feathers? One of them had.
So they all have the same number of feathers, or
Oh,
like I
no.
point at one and I say how many feathers are on
Yes,
it.
pick one and tell me how many feathers are.
Are they black
Okay.
feathered by chance?
They are not.
Okay.
And Ushka will take a few moments and really start studying one of the cockatrices to try and get a sense of how many feathers, and he'll also kind of think back to things he's read about, such animals, and does it really count as a feather? But if they have feathers, are there any hidden feathers that help protect or keep warm anywhere else? So he'll start kind of going through his memory and knowledge of things he's read while he's kind of trying to count what he's seeing.
Definitely staring at cockatrices.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to guess, go ahead and
Oh, good. So I was like, I don't know.
intelligence.
Straight intelligence? Okay. He's not dumb. We'll see how it rolls.
Ooh, overthought it.
Yeah, no,
Very overthought it.
I'm afraid that one. You sure? No, I'm afraid that's not really very close. But you still have 2 guesses.
Oh, right. And he'll okay, well, obviously that was wrong, and he'll start processing again and try again. Closer.
No, I'm sorry.
That's more than twice as good.
Not quite.
It's true. Let's
But
see
you
if I can get more
you
than
still
twice as
have
good.
one guess.
Yeah, you just need to do twice as good again. That's
Not quite twice as good.
I'm sorry. That's not. But excellent guesses.
I'm pretty sure I remembered. I guess I misremembered.
They're strange and rare and wonderful creatures. They are.
Oh yes.
Enjoy the rest
Mind
of
if
your
I-
evening. Oh no.
Hey, can I give it a shot here?
Sure. Step right up. Go ahead. And
Did the music
Okay.
change?
the music did not change.
I think I read something one time about these creatures.
Huh?
I don't know if it was about their feathers or not.
You punch your ticket and 3 guesses.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say
Oh, I'm
5. I said 5.
sorry. Excellent
Is
guess,
this-
but not quite.
Is this a saving throw or an ability check?
This is an ability check.
It's true. It is an ability check.
I can't give it
item?
myself. I can't give it myself.
Bramwell is gonna put a hand on your shoulder,
Guide you with an extra
Yep.
D4.
so you get an extra D4 on your roll.
Neat.
And we're gonna get all kinds of extra dice, Soof. This is gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
These guys. Holy moly.
Don't even bother with a
Do I
D4.
have to use it on that roll?
Oh, you could just have it. That's
Yeah, I
not
think it's
You have it for a minute.
for the next minute. I don't remember if it applies. You can always touch your arm
I
again.
think you just use.
Okay, that was 3.
No, I'm sorry. You don't seem to know much about cock.
Oh wait.
But you still have a
It was
guess.
different. Right, it was a different book.
Ah, yes,
I was thinking of
of course.
yeah. Clearly, we're talking about cockatrice
That
with a
is
D4.
exactly right.
Ooh.
Wonderful guess. Wonderful.
There were 18 feathers on that cockatrice.
Exactly 18 feathers. Oh my God. Hey, Evan.
Takes 7 cockatrice damage.
That's bad damage.
This-
Make a saving throw.
Johnny. And
Okay.
so the person who's running this booth reaches back into a bin and pulls out a cuddly toy spider. For you.
That's pretty awesome.
Uh-huh.
Now, do I know what it does, or do?
You will.
Okay.
There's instructions.
Yeah, there's. I mean, so basically, on the bottom side of it, there's sort of a kind of not quite a riddle, but it basically hints very strongly at what it will do for you. Stroke the spider's belly. Wish to move like the spider. So eventually you kind of put it together. Oh yeah, that'll be able to like crawl up stuff.
Well, that's cool.
That was
Have
awesome.
that. Wonderful, wonderful. Who's next to win a prize? Step right up. Step right up.
What were the different games? There was the Goblin Wrestling.
Yeah, so there's Goblin Wrestling, there's a Gnome Poetry Contest, Catch the Fairy Dragon by the Tail, Almirage Ring Toss, and Outstare the Cyclops. And Snell Racing, somewhere else.
Snow racing's all the way across the
Yeah, it's the other side.
Yeah.
park.
You can try the rhyming one.
Or
Yeah,
the
Caxon.
Gnome
kill it.
Poetry Contest.
Yeah.
Do great.
We're gonna rock some poetry now.
Yeah.
I like poetry.
All right, so you step up, sound the chime. It's time to rhyme. Who would like to challenge the gnome to perform the best poem?
Go for it, Brad.
I can try.
Give it a shot.
How would you? You think you can outperform me?
I don't know, but we can find out.
Oh yes, let's do. Just one ticket punch, please.
Okay.
Punches your ticket. So, this is a best of 5. So, if you give me your best lines, I will give you my best line. And we will see who is the better poet. Guiding yourself.
Yeah.
So, you have 5 tries to make 3 successful charisma performance.
Performance
You
check.
have performance
I don't. But
charisma.
There you go.
Wonderful. Ooh. Wonderful line. Very good. Ooh, you are quite the poet.
so I just need one more success.
Yes.
1 out of 2. You can do this. Okay.
Ah, Ah, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. I must admit, your poem is far superior to mine. And here you are.
So is that a limerick or is that where you rhyme the first two and then the fifth line or something like that?
Yeah, did a limerick.
It got weird. We were like, wait, what's he doing? And then he like brought it home on the last line. Like, there it is.
That's cool.
But yes, they hand you this bottle that's got, a design on the label that's reminiscent of kind of this place.
Nice.
Jax, why don't you give it a go?
Oh, do we have another poet in the group?
Sure.
Oh,
He's really
wonderful.
good.
Give it a
Even
shot.
Better than your furry friend here.
I know, that was pretty good.
I'm well impressed. That was
actually
good.
much better than I thought it would be.
I was studying for a long time.
I mean,
Let's see. He doesn't have performance, and his skill is still almost better than mine.
You're being guided too.
Ah, there you go.
Got
That
that D4 in there.
D4.
Oh, much better.
Oh, not bad. Good start.
The guidance is every time?
Yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
say it was.
As
I
long
mean,
as
it's-
they keep.
Right.
Okay. That's what I assumed.
I mean, assuming it's one round per.
Yeah, it's basically like a back and forth. Like you say a line,
Right.
the gnome
Okay.
says a line. You say a
I'm
line.
assuming I don't have guidance continuously.
There is time. Yeah, you can add your guidance to.
Okay. Is that a cantrip?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. I missed that being a cantrip.
Yeah,
Whatever.
utility cantrip.
Well,
17, 16.
not as good. I think mine was better.
It's fair.
Ah, yes.
19.
Back to form. Back to form. Very nice. Well done.
I don't even know what I'm at. Is that 2?
This is your fourth one.
I'm 2 out of 1 out of
2 for 3.
16.
Ah, wonderful. Excellent. I must admit, yet again, I've been bested by a superior poet.
You didn't even have to finish your last line. That's how good you are.
With a little help from,
No, stop
Eldath.
it.
He wants the wine.
There we go.
I think the one. All right.
You got that.
Ooh. Nice.
And yeah, you recognize that, Gil.
Yeah. That was fun.
I'll give you the description.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
what-
if you
that's what it
sprinkle that
does.
on, you can fly.
Wow.
Man, the prizes here are awesome.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
stuff's
they
kind
are.
of
Pretty good.
Gil kind of pulls out his. That stuff's kind of like standard issue around here. You get like, packet you can use or hand out.
Newsco will take a moment now that's happened and listen back into the Calliope music, see if Bramwell's theory is in action.
No, it sounds the same.
Same. I don't think the music changed.
Maybe we have
Maybe
to
it's
do
not us.
something more significant than win games.
Yeah. What it seems.
Let's find Can-
Yeah.
Candlefoot.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you are going to look for Candlefoot?
You guys want
Yes.
So yeah, you know where Candlefoot.
I lead you to Candlefoot, his performance. It is staged just over here.
So Candlefoot is at the entrance to the Hall of Illusion. Over here.
Way down there.
What's the timing? How close are we to Big Top? Is we still a ways out?
So it's getting pretty close to Big Top time. So you're kind of like approaching that hour. It's not quite there yet.
Okay.
But some people have started milling around towards the Big Top, but yeah, you think probably after you go down here and chat with Candlefoot, there'll probably be time.
So as we walk past, I'll say, "Wait, all right, it's getting kind of close. You guys shouldn't miss Big Top. It's pretty cool. I've done some training with a few of the performers, but we should have enough time to go see Candlefoot before the extravaganza. It's just right here on our right. You see this big tent? That's where it'll be, and then
It's pretty big.
But we got enough time. We can get back to it.
So,
Okay.
As you approach the Hall of Illusions, there's a glass cabinet right there. And then there's the tent entrance a little farther.
What is the glass cabinet?
So, if you walk up to the cabinet, see there's a wooden mannequin of a grinning, raven-haired young woman, witch's attire, and a green flowing cape hovering inside this glass cabinet. So it's a person-sized thing, and mannequin is life-size. And there's a sign at the top of the cabinet that Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter. And as you're walking up, there's a halfling couple holding hands as they approach the glass cabinet. One of them is wearing butterfly face paint. And as they approach the cabinet, he drops on one knee, pulls a little box out of his pocket. And as he does, his sweetheart, who's standing in front of him, bursts into laughter, starts rolling around on the ground. And the halfling in face paint starts sobbing and darts into the tent right past Candlefoot, who's out front, who kind of watches him go and is like, clearly you're supposed to get your ticket punched to go in the Hall of Illusion. This little halfling just ran right by. Flew right into the tent.
Can we
just laughing.
Jax is laughing too.
Yep, just rolling around laughing on the ground.
Jax is laughing at the dude laughing on the ground. Is the woman Is the woman rolling on the ground?
Yes.
Laughing? Yeah. I'm laughing at her.
I'm gonna try to get her up.
Yeah, and as you do that, anybody who wants to can make a history.
I'll make it, but
Hey, that's all right. So,
don't remember things so well.
So, Pax and Ushka, you recall that Tasha was one of the names reputedly used by Igwilv, the Witch Queen, who was a legendary archmage. So that's Igwil. Tasha. So Bram, you go over to try and help the.
Yeah.
All right, make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. So you hear this like crazy laughter as you approach where she is, kind of just like rolling around in front of that cabinet. And it feels for a second like, oh, that feels weird in my brain. But you manage to push whatever the laughter, whatever kind of thing the laughter was gonna do, push it out and help her up off the ground. But she's still having this kind of like fit of laughter.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead her away from that box.
And you have to help her. She can't stand on her own.
Yeah.
So you lead her away, and you kind of, help her, kind of support her as she gets away. And after a few seconds, she kind of, she kind of takes herself out of it, and then she gets this look on her face like, what did I do? And she runs over to the opening of the tent and just starts, Reuben! She's just yelling into the opening of the tent, but won't go in.
Guys, we should go in and help.
Yeah, no, absolutely, we should. Oh, Miss, we can maybe help you find Reuben. We saw what happened.
Oh, could you? Oh, I feel so awful. I don't know
Yeah.
what came over me.
The magic of the glass cabinet there caused you to laugh uncontrollably at a really bad time.
What was the worst possible time? I was so happy for just a moment, and then yes, that thing. It was that?
Yes.
Oh, if you could get him back for me, I would. It would be so wonderful.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, we'll try.
Thank you.
And I'll look for who needs to punch the ticket and get my ticket out.
So as you see, this tent is painted with this mural of shifting images that shows all these grinning fairies just diving into pools of color. There's these helical stripes that rotate in spirals, so this whole thing looks like it's supposed to just sort of befuddle you, make you stare at it. But what's even happening here? See, standing outside. You do, yeah. So you have the Candlefoot. So you see Candlefoot standing up. And so basically he is looking at you. But he doesn't say anything.
Obviously.
Right.
So he's just kind of staring at you. He doesn't, he looks the same. He's still got that like monochromatic kind of look to him that he always had. But he just kind of looks at you and like looks inside and shrugs, kind of gestures towards the door.
Yeah, do you need my ticket? And he'll hand out his ticket to Candlefoot.
Candlefoot punches it.
Hey, thank you, Candlefoot. We'll be back. Start in.
And he looks kind of worried. And the other three of you kind of notice as he goes in. Candlefoot kind of looks for a second.
Oh, I'll hand my ticket too.
And he looks almost like reluctant as he's punching it.
Like, can we just go in?
He doesn't seem like he's gonna stop you.
All right, we're just gonna go in then.
There you go.
So Gil and Bram will just walk in, and he kind of just at you, and
I'll look back at the girl and like, you coming?
yeah, and she's just kind of watching, and I don't. Do I have to?
No, you don't have to. We'll
I
bring
mean,
him
you
out.
probably should though.
If you,
We'll bring him out to her. She doesn't have to go into the confusing place.
yes, if you can find Ruben and bring him out, that would be. I prefer not to go in if. Hey,
Yeah, but I'm sure he'd prefer that you didn't laugh when he just tried to propose.
I didn't.
She didn't mean to.
Still, she was enchanted. She had no control over it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
All right, we're going in.
We'll be back. We'll help you find Ruben. You
I just
stay
think it's the
here.
least you could do, you know, after that.
It's a distracting
Gil.
area. A horrible place for a proposal.
Is this like part of the illusion? I say to everybody out loud.
What?
Well, we're in a place called the Hall of. It's called the
It's a
Hall
real
of
lady.
Illusions. Called the Hall of Illusions.
Yeah, but that was a real lady, and we saw a real guy walk in.
We
Oh,
saw
no.
somebody who looked like a real guy walk in.
I'm gonna look at her
You know what an
Disbelieve
illusion
it.
is?
and see if I can tell if she's an illusion. What would that be? An insight check?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a really convincing illusion if, like,
is.
that illusion talked.
It is very real.
Yeah, she's certainly real.
I wonder
You
if
can
she
hear
is.
her and
I was more talking about the rest of
her.
it. Come on.
Let's find Ruben.
Yep.
We'll see if we can find the poor guy. You owe him. Say to her.
What?
Don't make her feel worse.
Still, don't make her feel worse.
I mean,
She was bewitched.
Right.
Not wrong.
I'm sure she'll make it up to him somehow.
she could go in the freaking whatever. All right.
Not everyone's as brave as you. And he suddenly realizes what he's walking into
Yeah, he's
and
going
shuts his
into-
mouth.
Yeah, going into a hall of illusions. It'll be great.
Yep.
Before we get turned around, I think that we should have a plan.
Yeah. Who
Let's
should I
just
stay
go.
with? We should
It's
stay
all
together.
Let's get
It's
some
all
rope.
fake. Don't worry about it. The Hall of Illusions.
Let's get some rope, and we can use the rope to trace our path, and then we can also have some chalk mark our
Oh,
path.
good God. I just walk in.
Brent,
Yeah.
It's
I follow
nothing in
Cax.
here is real, man. It's not real. That's fine. I don't know what Gil knows about it. But it's all illusion. It's not real.
Oh. Have you ever gone in here before, Gil?
I probably it's
So-
been here for 8 years.
So the rumors kind of around, among the staff, is that, yeah, this place it's weird, it's jinxed. Nobody from the staff really likes to go near it. No one goes in. No one goes in. Yeah, people just try to kind of stay away.
All right, yeah. Gil changes his tune. No, Cax, I think Bram might be on the right track here. This place is freaky. Did you bring rope?
I have some rope.
We ain't got time to wait.
Well, this place gives me the jeebies.
I only have 50 feet of it.
All the more reason to find Ruben
Yeah,
sooner.
definitely stick together, Ushka.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Finding him quickly isn't a plan, though. That's a goal. You
Right.
need to have a plan.
What do I see as I walk in?
So as you start to walk in, you see there's tall mirrors that line the interior walls of this tent. The ones near the entrance, as you look at them, you see what you looked like when you were a kid. And as you walk along, the reflections get older, steadily. So yeah, you can kind of watch yourself age as you walk further into the hall.
Can we see each other?
Yeah, you can see each other as long as you kind of like stay together.
Yeah, Ushka's right behind Cax.
There's like a 4-year gap in my aging, by the way. I just stayed the same at some point.
A little jump there.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you kind of walk further in, you start to see, as you get kind of deeper into the hall, you see yourselves in your like twilight years as you get very yeah, what do you look like as you curious?
White rabbit.
Rabbit, furs all turned white.
Yep.
Is he 3 inches taller?
Nope. Doesn't look any taller in the reflection. How about you, Gil? What's different about Gil?
Yeah, he gets eventually a little more slumped and, loses a little bit of his, edge, but yeah. And just a little sadder.
About Ushka and Cax? For the end of
I think Ushka looks dried out. Spending so long not near water. I mean, even though Candlekeep is so near water, he never leaves. So like, kind of dried out from never getting back to, the root of his genealogy, so to speak.
I think I'm probably the one that looks the most humanoid. I think I just gray and I think there's some stretch lines from changing so much throughout my life. For a while, it probably wears on the old face and the arms, but otherwise, yeah, probably a little more of a pudge. And yeah.
So yeah, you see that version of yourselves. So, searching for Reuben inside the tent.
Yeah, Reuben.
Yeah. So everybody who's looking, make a perception. Kind of wander around in out of these rivers.
What was Reuben?
A halfling.
Halfling. Do halflings have a particular scent?
Um,
Can I pick up Reuben's scent? I try and
Smells like 1,000 Island.
Probably didn't get enough time near him before he ran in to really get a good sense of what he.
Okay. I have that animal type smell.
Yeah.
Perception, you said?
So, Ushka. So you guys are all kind of looking around, and you might spread out a little bit, but not get too far from it. Lose each other in this strange hall and mirror. Ushka, you find Reuben after about a minute searching. And he's got a worried look on his face, and he's gazing into a mirror as you approach him from the side. And as you kind of like get around to where you can see the mirror that he's in the reflection, you see a youthful version of Reuben. And you see a figure that looks kind of like a little girl in a dress holding a lollipop and wearing a pig mask. And under the pig mask, the bottom half of her face looks kind of gray. And you kind of look at her for a second, and she turns and looks at you, and you get a sense that, like, this reflection is looking right at you.
Yeah.
And then she turns, disappears in the mirror. And Ruben kind of, like, snaps out of it and looks over at you, and he's, like, clearly very confused about what he's doing, why he got here.
Ushka will put a gentle hand on his shoulder.
What happened?
Why don't we get back to your the lady outside? You were asking a question to?
He was asking me a question, and he's pointing into the mirror.
And Ushka will look hard at the mirror and look back down at Ruben.
The girl.
Yeah. Oh, I saw her.
She said I had to follow her, and She asked if I had any regrets. Said someone could help with my regrets. I just had to follow her. I was about to go in there.
Well, why don't we head out and you can avoid one of your potential regrets? I mean, I think you came here to ask that nice girl a question, and you probably should try again.
Oh, still here? Ween is still here?
Yes.
But she left.
But she's waiting for you. She, my friend says that she got hit by some kind of spell by Igval. I mean, Tasha.
Magic?
Iglav.
Magic made her do that?
Yes, that.
Are you sure?
I mean, we can go out and I can investigate and I can tell you for sure, but I trust my friend. I think he knows things. He knows things.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides, I mean, you got to keep trying, right? I assume she's worth it.
She is. Yes.
Well, great. Well, you got to go get her.
Okay. Let's go.
Good. Do you know the way out?
Yes. That right there.
Okay. I'll follow you.
Yeah, and you see the rest of you see. Yeah, Ushka's leading the halfling.
The halfling's leading Ushka.
The halfling's leading Ushka away from one of the mirrors and back towards the entrance.
I found him.
Cool.
So you walk back out. You exit, and Ween, as soon as she sees you, runs up and grabs him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I don't know what came over me. And he's still kind of shaken from what happened inside. But they said it was a spell, or I don't know. But I didn't feel like myself. I don't know what was happening. It was something. It was uncontrollable. I didn't mean it. And he kind of looks around.
It was hideous.
Kind of looks around at all of you. And he pulls out the box again and gets on, starts to kneel, and before he even gets down, she goes, yes. And they embrace, and they both look at you.
I start strumming a happy song.
Yeah.
Clap with joy.
Yeah.
And they look at you and they thank you profusely, and they're obviously just like head over heels for each other, and you can't take their eyes off each other.
Not very well though.
Gil kind of rolls his eyes.
It's pretty good.
You got that guidance.
Love.
He feels bad. I whisper to somebody, I feel bad for the poor guy.
Why?
Yep, you hear that, and you hear the Calliope music.
Why do you feel bad? They have love.
Yeah, she wouldn't even go into the tent for him.
Yeah?
Whatever.
Everybody expresses love differently, Gil.
I didn't see her expressing any.
I did.
Is Candlefoot out here?
Candlefoot is out here.
Look at Candlefoot. What's the point of your tent exactly?
Eddie kind of looks at you and gives you a
Yeah, to see ourselves. Candlefoot, do you believe in the pig mask lady girl with a lollipop?
looks confused.
Guys, he'll turn back to the rest. I saw her. I saw her again. She was
Today?
she was in the mirror that Ruben was looking in. The pig mask girl with the lollipop.
They're here.
Yeah. Maybe
Where'd she
this
go?
is the big thing. More into the mirror.
More into the mirror. Did she take anything from you?
No, I don't think so. I think she was trying to take something from Ruben. He said that she promised that if he went with her, she'd help him solve his regrets.
Huh.
Go with
She's
them where?
stoked.
To him, what was that, Johnny?
Go with him where? Go with her where?
Into the mirror? I don't know.
That's why everybody stays away from here.
Yeah, the sisters are in there. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Go fight them.
I don't know. There's other weird stuff in there. That was
That was fascinating.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I thought it was interesting, kind of seeing what was and what could be.
Man, I hope I look better than that.
Well, now you know to work out more. Candlefoot, sorry, I'm
Was
sorry about your
stolen
voice.
from you? Taken.
Owlbear.
By a big bird.
Oh.
Points it.
With black feathers.
Like this one? From his pack.
Points at it.
Big bird stole your voice.
Was anybody on the big bird? Moonface?
No face. Green face.
Happy face.
Sad
Moon
face.
Sad face.
Happy face. Sad face.
Is it a mask? Did they have a mask on?
You couldn't see their face.
They had no expression.
Their face was an illusion.
Face was an illusion.
They had many.
Many, many faces.
He kept changing.
Oh, like Cax?
I changed
Cax,
to look
show
like
him.
I changed to look like Candlefoot.
It's a really cool thing he can do.
And I changed to look like Ushka.
I know, right? It always freaked me out when he did that as a kid, but it's so cool.
Now I'll change back to myself.
Candlefoot, like, looking around.
No. Can we help in any way?
And as you say that, he starts doing some like little prestidigitation magic, sparks and lights and things like that, and clearly is like very excited by the idea of you helping.
Big Bird took your voice.
Your voice.
We
You want us to-
we took your voice.
You want us to
We
get
had
your
things taken. Sorry, Johnny.
Nodding,
things taken
nodding
from-
at Cax.
You want us to get your voice back? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How? Yeah, it's fair.
Find the big bird, I think is what he says.
Have you seen the big bird since?
But it's been back.
It's back tonight.
It flies
Yeah.
around the carnival.
And steals things. Like the sisters.
Do you know of anything else that has been stolen by the Blackbird?
And then Candlefoot kind of goes through this other sort of routine of tripping himself and startling, like, you know, like kind of hides somewhere and then creeps up to where the other of him was hidden, and like pops out and scares himself, and just sort of like all these other scenes of like mischief and pranks and things like that.
Were you wearing your wings when it happened? Oh.
Good idea.
You think
Also,
the big
that was-
bird's related to the sisters? I asked the group.
Candlefoot doesn't think so.
And then as you say the sisters, he kind of pointing at all of you and like,
Yeah, we were here.
Yeah, when we were little.
Yeah, remember you took Juniper from us? I remember that. It was in your wagon. I'm just saying.
We talked to 3.
writing a book.
We wrote 3 Miyumis. We talked. You told us a story
He told us the story of
about the 3 sisters.
Yeah, you told us about the 3 sisters.
Yeah, Baba Yaga's 3 daughters.
Yeah, those are the ones that stole stuff from us that night. Nobody would believe us.
Wait, you said that was not. You're just saying that's a made-up story, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it sounded like it.
I mean,
It sounded.
but is it?
Oh, come on. You know how many stories I've come across in the last however many years it's been?
I mean, I've come across a lot of stories too, but like, I don't know.
A lot of times those myths are based on something.
Right? Well, I guess we could try to help. Find your voice if we can find this bird. I don't know where you keep a voice, but we'll try and find it.
We'll find the
Right, guys?
bird.
These
That's right.
sisters, if that's what they are, they have to be connected to the bird, right?
They gotta be. They're also stealing stuff. No, you don't think so? The sisters stole things from all of us. And the bird. There's only one bird.
One time. Bird's only been here one time.
Oh,
One time.
right. We'll keep an eye out.
Where were you when the were you? Well, you don't know. You were here. Never mind. Swimming.
The gondolas? Or over
Really?
by the dragonfly rides?
In the river? A tub?
And you can't see my. Kind of puts his feet together, and points his feet upward, like they're one kind of big fin.
By the mermaid.
Points
Oh, I know her name.
Palasha.
Palasha. By Palasha's. You're with Palasha?
The
Maybe
mermaid?
she knows something. That's exciting.
Of course there is.
And yeah, and Gil, you know, she's at Silver Song Lake.
Yeah.
Gondola Swans.
Yeah, I could take you guys to see Palasha.
After the big top show, of course, right? Are we still
And-
going to go watch that?
Yeah, and you notice, crowds are now starting to make their way into the top. You can see, like, sort of all the people are streaming to that tent, which you can see from here. Up the road there, everything, and starting to light up more on the inside, and all filing that way.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask her at the lake after we check out the show.
All right.
All right, well, all right, Candlefoot, we'll do our best.
He looks very happy, more happier than he's looking. Kind of glum, sort of this whole way through. Didn't seem like anything that was going on, but now he's much more. Reminds you a little bit of his. So, you walk your way up towards the big top. Oh yeah, you already have him. Mr. Light is in here.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
People file into the big top and fill the rows of seats, so the four of you can find some seats with each other. And as you're kind of taking your seat and getting comfortable, the lights inside dim, hush. And then a second later, a spotlight illuminates that lithe elfin figure sitting in a silver hoop suspended above the center ring by silk ropes. He wears that dazzling suit with the diamond painted mirrors, which just glimmer in the light, and a pair of butterfly wings. And he has that scepter that has the spinning vein topping it. Welcome, one and all, to this evening's extravaganza. I, Mr. Light, prepare to be delighted.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
Another roll initiative. next
under the
time.
big top initiative.
Right.
Yep.
We're gonna fight the whole extravaganza.
Yep. Just get big fight right in the middle of the crowd for the big top.
I'm excited to battle whoever's on top of the dragonfly.
Yeah.
As they start shooting arrows, right through the big top tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some more carnival to explore. Come back next. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will see you next Thursday for some Scion. And then 2 weeks. No, wait. Oh, no, we're not going. Johnny's giving.
I think next Thursday was a different day for
that's
Drew.
right.
Yeah, I need
Yes,
to. Yeah.
you are out. So join us maybe next week for maybe a day where we might do something. And then
One day.
And then I think 2 weeks though we'll be back with some D&D, and we'll do the second half of the carnival here and see what we figure out from. So we'll stay tuned to Twitter for next week if we end up doing anything, and see you in 2 weeks for Witchlight Carnival. Night, everybody.